Cool. Is it the same screen? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Is it automated? It detects the soundtrack and I assume it is. Well, so do they mute the entire audio or do they... Because I think Twitch mutes audio, is it? When you have non-copyrighted music? We just killed the dude pretty much. I don't think we even looted anything. Yeah.
That motherfucker was a black spider.
Yeah, I thought he was calling the black spider.
Yeah, you called somebody.
You going over the video?
I'm guessing at least 100% chance his supervisor has something to do with red blood tattoos.
If I'd gotten another turn, I wanted to interrogate that dude. I was gonna stick the.
I'm gonna go. Oh, you have the marker for muted now. Cool. I'm gonna go grab music before we start and stuff. I mean, food.
I was going to press the rod of holding down his throat, and there.
Next time.
Oh man. Well, I'm really sorry. I did 6 damage.
All good, man.
All right. We're calling this one here just based on connectivity issues. There's 4 of us that are having problems with storms and bad connections. Chat, apologize for any confusing bits at the end of.
No way. We're out to house 7. Hang on. Oh. Yeah, it's probably people just bouncing around.
Oh, hello.
You hear, what have you done? Get out of here, or I will kill him now. This is my location.
Every freaking time.
I can't see him, can I? Look, motherfucker, I don't know who you are, but the last 3 people I was gonna die got their shit kicked in, so what's your fucking deal?
You know, like your code is spiders. Alright, do it in the front.
What up, what up, what up? I'm very jealous. I wish you could teleport me one. Oh, good.
Philip.
Hey,
Yeah.
not a lot. Dave and I got steaks cooking.
Very jealous.
Pup gets to make 2 attacks at a game or a turn. Everything's right in the world.
Debatable, but I'll have it.
Everything's right in this very isolated world.
Right.
But, you know, the Saints still lost and Trump still won, so really, how happy can we be?
Yeah. Well, what?
I actually haven't.
You've been dying for a month. We've been trying not to die for a month.
Actually, I don't have anything really I need to buy in Neverwinter now that I have my components pouch. I'm like, all right, just a long rest. What's that?
One thing, I have shit to do, alright? I just have shit to do, alright? Just want to do my shit.
Oh, that sweet +3 proficiency bonus. Thank you.
What's up?
Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, I've been reading about what you can do when you get to cities, and it's like crafting, researching, all this stuff takes so much time. We've spent like, how many in-game days has it been? Like 6-ish? Like
It's been maybe close to 2 weeks. But yeah, there will be, in theory, there will be some time off, quote unquote. I mean things.
Because it says like
Do what?
you can spend 300 days
hear
to
a
craft
call,
the
but I see a call.
2.5K blade. Oh.
What was that, Andres?
No, I'm reading on page 187 where it says like, for example, a suit of plate armor takes 300 days to craft by yourself. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Perfect. Just what I wanted.
Just what I needed.
That's why I will not be crafting my suit of plate armor by myself.
Hello, everybody in the club. Can you hear me? Am I able to be seen and heard?
Yep. Seem to have gotten a
I
haircut
still
too.
have no idea. Okay. Everyone's still glitching like crazy.
It seems like your video's freezing every now and then, but we can hear you just fine.
So much.
But like your audio's crystal clear. It's not like last time where it was super choppy.
Okay. Uh-oh. Disconnects. Cool. Fuck. Okay. If y'all can hear me, it seems like I'm having some really shitty connection issues again, so I hope they don't persist. Because I would actually like to participate in the game this time. Okay, it seems like everyone's okay now. Okay. Hopefully it stays like this so y'all can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sometimes the image freezes, but we can hear you just fine at the moment.
Well, if it stays choppy, I'll stop my video feed.
Yeah, that's great.
Which I just fucking shit. I just want to belong in a first world internet. That's all I want to do.
Don't you live in London?
Yeah, but I don't have enough money to pay for my own internet, so I'm using the router of the guy floor above me.
If it's any comfort, I played League of Legends for like 3 years from Costa Rica. Guess the ping on average.
232.
Like 150.
220.
All right, that was a pretty good guess. I said 232.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
A solid you cast your ult and everyone's gone.
Man, y'all are really choppy. Fuck. Why is it so bad right now? Like, it's been fine for weeks.
I don't know. Have you considered maybe trying to...
I'm just going to go ahead and stop broadcasting video now. So...
But I love you.
Make it so you only receive video to voice, so...
I hope this is a more sustainable fashion for which I can participate in this D&D session. Can Phil hear us? I see Phil. I see two Phils.
Yeah.
Oh.
Saving you guys from Darcy and her friends watching TV in the same room as me.
Okay.
Because that's obviously the priority over saving them from me screaming about D&D stuff the whole time.
I
no,
just wanna
guys.
Put feelers out there. Phil, Dave, if you can hear me, and
Dave walked out of
Connors.
the room. Hold on one second.
I can hear you fine.
Do you nerds have any experience with Dark Souls?
Do not, but am waiting for it to be super cheap at some point and jumping in.
You can get the first Dark Souls extended edition for $5 most often in sales.
Announced Dank Souls.
Dank Souls. But when I actually have free time in my life, I want to design a Dark Souls one-off for you guys, for whoever's interested. So I just want to put that out there.
I
Cool.
vote aye. Everybody cool if I just sexually eat a banana on stream?
What?
I mean, it is against the Twitch terms of service. I'm pretty sure.
Lee. Shit's banned in Japan.
Oh yeah, I think I read on Reddit about that. Let's just be talking about the weirdest shit when Eric comes in.
Yeah.
Just hold that pose, Lee.
Yeah. Let's all go get bananas.
I actually got one for breakfast tomorrow. I can eat it right now.
No, won't eat it. Just
Dave, did you hear my announcement? Or you
He's
have-
pregnant.
Okay. Yeah, well, firstly, I'm pregnant. Secondly, for whoever, or at least if there are a few people interested, when I actually have free time in a couple of months, I want to design a Dark Souls thing, yeah. So, I just want to start putting that out there. Putting the feelers out there, you know.
Yeah. Dave, are
Very
you
pro feelers?
Are you? Do you know shove mechanics off the top of your head? Just make sure.
Shove mechanics.
I'm gonna be doing that shit all over the place now that I have 2 attacks.
What is it?
You instead of doing a regular attack, you can do a shove, which is a contested athletics check, and
yeah.
something is either knocked prone or knocked 5 feet away.
Shit.
Couldn't you just? Is there a shield bash kind of a thing?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I just meant.
Yeah, it just says you can just do it in place of an attack. Since I have 2 attacks now, I would, that would be one of them. It's then when I get Shield Master is when I can use that as a bonus action, which will be so fun once I get Shield Master.
Guess who else kind of has 2 attacks? Kind of. Hey, Brian.
Hi.
Oh, everyone's frozen.
Yeah, I know.
Lee, have you actually eaten any of that banana?
Oh, what? What are we doing?
I was like, have you actually eaten any of the banana? Or you're just like floating the banana. Now you're actually eating it.
One, two.
Oh, shit. No idea what that was. Oh, okay. Am I before? You said pup. Sorry, I suck. Okay, great. I said great first. Brilliant. Love it. I will walk over to Gray and say I apologize for my outburst. My connection has been more stressful lately than in the past. So I would like to apologize for my behavior earlier. And then I will go into on the other side of the wall and sit down and take out my Book of Shadows and begin taking notes and chanting quietly to myself. Or should I just do the whole? Should I just do the whole thing now, Dave? Sure. Yeah.
I'm just going to say I'm happy everyone's getting along. Good to see everyone in harmony. And I'm going to turn around and inspect the doppelganger thing. This.
I just let what's his face out of this dungeon, right? Okay, I'm just gonna overhear their conversation.
Same. I'm over here. Just I want to be a part of this conversation with Gundren and the other guy, just to figure out what we're doing next.
That is 19. Mhm. Okay. Okay.
So let me get this straight. I'm hearing myself double from somebody. All good. Check, check, 1, 2. All right, better. You two are here to try to recover the Spellforge, and I don't think I ever got the reason why it needed recovering. Could you brush me up on exactly why we're in this situation?
Well, how do we know it's going to be protected if we do open it? You said that I mean, your intention is to open the Spellforge, is that correct? Is to use it. And what happens after we use it? And who's to say that someone can't overpower us in here and for evil and use it for their good? True. But we're not going to be around here forever. I don't know. I feel like something needs to be done with this and in order to not let it fall into the wrong hands.
My mic was off for that whole thing, by the way. So.
Oh, I said
No, not you for the stream. So I heard none of that. So awesome stream. Sorry guys, conversation between Dundro and Dundro. Nice. Okay, so enjoy the confusing aspects of all of this. Sorry, you were saying, Aaron?
I just want to know what's going to stop them from coming in here and using it for their own good.
Have a plan to defend the Spellforge after we claim it?
No, you leave that to me, Dragonborn. Once we get our hands on the Spellforge, I can do amazing things. Nundro seems very confident in his abilities as an artificer, that he can potentially safeguard the entire place, create amazing magical protections for the area, and revitalize the area using the Spellforge to constantly pump out magical items.
Fair enough. As part of our, this wasn't negotiated beforehand, but that was well before any of us truly understood what this Spellforge could do. Would we have any access to it for things that we want as part of the deal in return for helping you get it back?
Nundro kind of squints his eyes at you, cocks his head a little bit. What do you mean?
It can create, you, as you say, it can create very powerful magical items, and I am just curious if we could have access to that power in some capacity once we complete this contract.
He kind of tilts his head again. He's like, maybe.
Sounds pretty fair to me if we're going to do all the heavy lifting.
All right, I'm just going to level with you. I don't know exactly how to use it yet. We need it. Need to get our hands on it. Before they do, we need to secure it. As far as figuring out how it works, once I know how it works, I might be able to help you. As far as you'll have the first shot. Okay, so if someone wants to take notes, you guys have the first access to the Spellforge.
I do not. Parathrax does not love that we've gone through all this trouble, and homie doesn't even know how to do anything with it.
So we have the first access to the Spellforge.
Once he figures out how to use it, he'll make you something immediately.
Okay.
He's keeping such thoughts in his brain for now. Okay, so since you've seen where the black spider was trying to make this key, can you tell us anything about it?
Well, I did overhear a couple conversations from that filthy shapeshifter and that little black thing over that you guys killed. As far as what they know about it, they know how to create the key, and they knew how to create the key because apparently they raided some place up in the northern hills. I don't know much about it, but it was a recent raid, and they came back with some information. It sounds like they found an old hermit who was locked away in some lab somewhere, and they broke in, attacked him, and took some information out of it. That let them figure out how to create this key, and they've been working on it for the last month or so. Moreover, I don't know exactly what else they know. I just know that they know how to get in, and they were working on a key, and then they stopped all of a sudden, and there was a huge commotion, and this black spider guy barricaded himself in here and surrounded himself with spiders, and I just was left here to rot until you guys came and did what you did. Gungan kind of chuckles. Got work for you guys later. Keep it up. For now, we need to move on. We need to go get this key. We need to get back in here and get the Spellforge secure.
Well, let's get after it. We did before we came to this part of the cave, we found a room that seemed to be just instantly something, we couldn't tell what, was instantly incinerating anything that entered the room. I have a suspicion that this is the forge room where the key is being made. Do you happen to know what it might be that is blowing up everything that enters the room?
You say incinerate? What do you mean by incinerate?
Okay, so like out of character, somebody help me remember exactly what we saw. Wasn't it just like a fire thing? Who was it that was
I think it was a blast.
throwing?
It was
that?
It was Fee, but I think I saw him throwing a coin and it got blasted as soon as it got into the room, something like
If
that.
y'all are trying to talk to me, I can't hear what y'all are saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Okay.
just
Well,
like
So we explain that.
So it's green flame. Sounds like some kind of necromancy to me. I don't know of anything that releases green flame, especially to anything that moves.
Perfect.
Overhearing this, I step over towards them and say, "Did you mention necromancy?"
Well, I mean, yeah. Whenever you hear green flames, it's usually something related to the undead. Undead casters, when they try and cast something magical, instead of a blue or red flame like anybody normal, you get this arcane, necrotic, green essence. It's crazy.
Well, looks like we have more business to take care of, pup.
Let's go figure it out.
Let's go.
So, Dave, are we just saying that our little resty thing has already happened and we're not doing that as we can just continue onward from now?
Do it now. So,
Okay.
to fill you
So
in,
we just-
chat, in the last break, we had a level up. And because our characters aren't just going to take spells and points like that and just basically say, hey, I'm more powerful, they wanted to make it a little more intentional. And as a result, each of them has had a moment that will clarify why they're getting what they're getting and how they did it. Gray, a moment ago, explained that he and his pup are going to be more attuned to each other. This is now because pup gets a reaction whenever Gray attacks. So, we'll start with Era first.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I was just curious if we were going to like have a group rest or such a thing. That's all.
Rest already happened? I mean, well,
That's on you.
technically it didn't. The rest didn't happen yet. But we can take one now, and we can go through exactly how you get your level ups. I was just trying to clue in the chat as to what was going on.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So
Well,
we'll
then,
take a short rest for now.
Yeah, I'll just go. I'll say, well, we can continue forward, but that fight that we just had with the black spider took a lot out of us. We need to sort of regroup and dress some wounds, and then we'll be ready to go.
Do we not go back to full health because we leveled up? Are we still at our current health points?
What was that?
Do we not go back to full health because we hit a level up as part of the rest?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a special rest. So I kind of gather everybody together, and I'm gonna say, when we killed the black spider, I felt the evil that he represented was heavy on me, in a way that I don't quite know how to explain. But when we killed him, it feels like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. Can I try to do something real quick? So I'm going to.
Are you talking to me?
Everybody. I'm talking to the group.
Okay.
So if everybody could gather around real quick, I'm going to get down on one knee and sort of put my shield on the ground and concentrate on it. And I'm going to cast the Aid spell, which is a second level spell, which is for 8 hours. Everybody has a 5 maximum HP, current and maximum HP.
Wait, so temporary or
No, real. Just
real
for
HP?
while the spell is in effect, so 8 hours. You just have 5 more HP.
Oh, I need to update my health.
So if you can heal up. It's not temporary. It's just as if it's as if that's real. It's real. Paul, can you hear us at all?
Yeah, but I get about a third of every second that passes, so everything's stretched out, and I miss words.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I can kind of get the gist of everything that's being said, but otherwise, it's pretty hard. I don't really know how to just make my internet connection better, so.
Can you reset your router or anything?
All right. Well, for now, while Paul's working on that, let's resolve what happened with Lee. So you guys all gather around him, and he kneels down next to his shield, kind of focuses for a moment. You can see that the emblazoned head of Bahamut glows, and as it does, a light kind of suffuses the room a little bit. And for a moment, all of you feel imbued with something. You feel touched. Parathrax himself glows vibrantly, and everyone else basically it pulls out of him almost, filling you up, and each of you feel stronger than you were before. Very cool.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Anybody else have a level up moment?
I do. If nobody else is gonna
Go for it, B.
do it. So I've just been sitting against the wall, writing in my Book of Shadows this whole time, slowly chanting and offering quote-unquote prayers. And as I do so, in mid-sentence, in the very classic way, my eyes go, inky, purple-black, and I sort of slouch against the wall and eventually fall over, kind of sitting, half sitting, half laying on the ground. But my hand is still writing in the journal as the journal stays very put in the air and my hand is just writing furiously as I continue to chant. And as I continue to chant, my voice gets deeper and deeper and deeper until it's almost inaudible and very, pretty much pure bass. And that happens for, 5 or so minutes until the page is full with just tiny scribbled sporadic notes. And then I come back to
What happens when you read the notes?
well, coming back. I now, sorry, this is super, I feel like this is super weird, like not being able to see anyone or see me. Trying to figure out if I should just role play this or explain it. I guess I'll just RP it. So I come out of my reverie. What happened? And I read my notes. And I have seen the far realm. I know more about it. I see eyes in the sky and gaps between here and non-reality. Did I write this? I kind of am sitting on the ground, like looking up to everyone.
I nod intently.
Well, I suppose I should study these notes and see if they're decipherable at all. You would give me a moment. I'll just continue reading over my notes and trying to decipher whatever new knowledge I've been granted from the far realm.
Okay. Era's coming back in, I think. Era, what new skills do you have?
I have sneak attack and uncanny dodge. Really don't know how to.
Oh, good. What about you, Devin?
So after seeing Warthrun come up and say this, I also begin to share the moment in which I level up. And I start playing my lute and sing a poem. And I say, this cave wave echo made me feel exhausted, and to be honest, I felt uninspired. But thanks to my comrades, I learned to keep fighting, and that's how I learned this new form of spell casting. And I cast in front of everyone this like weave of like green like incense that is really appealing to everyone, but I make it a little less less for it to have a lesser effect. I learned this spell called Hypnotic Pattern, which is an AoE charm, basically.
Very cool.
Oh, Hypnotic Pattern, so good.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome.
Just to clarify to the group, I now know the identify and detect magic spells as rituals, and I can learn new rituals from any class. And I now know the clairvoyance spell and the slow spell.
That's good shit.
Go over those. So wish.
Also, my inspiration is now a 1d8.
Good shit. Good shit.
All right. Well, Nundro kind of gets up from the corner. He's been trying to nurse some wounds he's been dealing with. Looking around, he's like, "Are you guys finished with all your office?"
Yeah, it's good neck.
Got an echo back. I got an echo for you?
Oh, weird. I'm muted.
You weren't. There we go.
Unmuted itself.
Look at that. Echo's gone. All right.
Didn't have
Magic.
to, I guess.
I might have been able to refresh this. Anyway, Ninja gets up and is kind of looking around. If you guys are all done, let's get at it. And he starts to walk down the hallway. You can tell that he's not carrying any weapons, but he's now collected his clothes and is putting stuff on him. And he's carrying almost a small handful of what appear to be metal rocks. They're not weapons, or at least it's just difficult to see.
I stop Nundro before he walks out. Nundro, there's a door here. Is there anything behind it?
Are you talking about my cell? I was in there alone, basically being beaten every day. No, there's nothing in it.
This door in the south part of the room. That's where he was. That's where he was.
Oh no, that you're talking about the other door.
No.
They've been coming and going through that door for most of this time. I'm not sure what's beyond it. I was blindfolded and dragged here.
We should probably check, shouldn't we?
Let's go beyond that door.
Checklist door. Here we go.
What's his door look like?
It's a set of double doors, oak and iron banded, just like most of the other doors in this place.
Is it open?
It is open.
Cool, I'm opening it.
Doors come open easily. Beyond the hallway is dark. There isn't the same glow we've been talking about in the past. You have entered a small hallway.
All right, I'm pulling out shield and bright fang just to be safe as we move forward.
As Bright Fang comes out of its sheath,
I will
the
cast
hallway is
light
illuminated,
on my amulet.
and Vorthrin's amulet glows brightly.
Going to motion for everybody to just fall in. What's this hallway?
It's a dark hallway leading to this single door. Down the other way where you could have egressed out of is apparently rubble that has collapsed from the wall. Down the hallway to the left and the right, well, straight ahead there's stairs, and then to the right there's some more stairs that lead apparently where you came from originally. It's difficult to tell, but the hallways look similar to where you started your journey. As far as the stairs down, it's difficult to see, so let's have Davin with your dark vision roll perception, please. Get something out of it.
23.
Yeah, you can see. This is the cavern that you heard something run from you when you made your way down into the ravine and then back up. This is the second door that you guys could have taken but didn't. And the shapeshifter Valak came down. That was the thing running from you. Came up these stairs and then alerted the Black Spider to be aware. So this is like the second entrance to that place you're just fighting in.
I would like to inspect these marks at our feet. These look like track marks in the tile.
What?
Under pup, there are black marks.
That shows. Okay, those aren't tracks. That's the path of the stream that started at the end of the cave. It goes under this
map thing. Okay.
Apologies, it's confusing in roll 20.
All right, let's walk down this way.
I'm right behind Lee.
How far do these stairs go down or up?
Only about 5 or 10 feet. There's a simple small staircase that's only used to elevate the platform above the level of the water. As you enter this hallway, there's a door to your right. There's also a door to your left. The door to your right leads to what appears to be a room with a very small pool in it. This apparently collects water and funnels it under the structures that were built to house the dwarves and the artificers in here who are working. It's just a way of routing water around. There is a pathway that leads around this little edge. It's a stone pool that is kind of gently lapping at the sides. It's not enough to be dangerous or anything. But it's dark and you can hear water rushing. Not quickly, just gently flowing past. Looking up, there is the same kind of domed architecture that looks like it's been carved out by dwarven hands. It's very precise. Stalagmites are removed cleanly where they would have exited the ceiling. And this waterway has been carved also intentionally. There is a pathway that leads to that same maze of hallways you guys started in where you fought that ochre jelly.
Oh,
Is that what's south?
That is south.
Okay.
we don't need to go that way.
There's a door here.
What does this door look like?
This door is similar, but it does have a large branded hammer and anvil on it.
Gundren, what does this?
Open that door very carefully.
This door appears to be the way to the Forge Works.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
Lovely. Do I hear anything?
I step up to the door and cast clairvoyance behind the door.
Oh, look at you.
What does clairvoyance do exactly?
Clairvoyance gives me. I'll just read it for the sake of clarity. One moment. Clairvoyance. You create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, or unfamiliar or obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door. The sensor remains in place for the duration, and it can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with, except by a creature with true sight or that can see invisible items. And I pick either seeing or hearing, and I can choose. I can sense through the sensor with that chosen sense, as if I were in that space.
Very cool. What sense are you using?
And as an action, I can switch between them, and this lasts for potentially 10 minutes. I'm going to go with sight first, so I'd like to place the sensor 5 feet beyond the door and perceive through it.
Cool. It is dark in the room.
I don't see anything.
All right.
I mean, I
Badass,
figured.
that clairvoyance is very cool. For the sake of argument, there is some light cast through the cracks of the door. You can see dimly in the area around you. There's nothing dangerous in this room. It is just a series of beds with a small unlit brazier in the middle of it. It's dark because there are no windows. You're in a cave, and essentially everything is blocked off because this is a bedchamber. It's barracks.
Okay.
Forthron, do you see anything?
It seems to be a simple bedchamber and did not lead the way that I thought. So, proceed.
All right. Is the door open?
The door is open.
All right. Open the door.
So as you make your way into the room, just as described, it is a bedchamber now lit by the glowing amulet on Vorthrin's chest and Bright Fang in front of Ferrithrax, held carefully in front of the shield to light the way. There is a brazier in the middle of the room that's not lit. On the opposite side of the room, there is another door that has the exact same branding on it. This apparently is the Forge Master's quarters. This is where they stay. All of the artificers and blacksmiths that were working on objects here would stay here. They would sleep, commune, talk. The same door on the other side has the same branding. This one, however, is not ajar at all. It is definitely locked.
Okay. Do I perceive of anything on the other side of this door?
You want to roll some perception, please?
That would be great. That would be a 16.
So you're looking at the door, and as you start to get close to it, your eyes pass by a scorch mark that seems to take you for a minute. You're looking at it, and that scorch mark continues all the way around the door. And there's a small bit of that same scorch coming out from the bottom of the door. It appears that a large jet of flame has struck this door very briefly, not long enough to burn through it, but enough to make a very, very large flame. Scorch mark.
Okay.
As far as hearing beyond the door, you hear nothing.
Okay. I'm going to, Eric, can you pick this? Well, first of all, is there a lock on it that's pickable?
No. You're not sure exactly how it is locked, but it is very, very clearly locked.
Okay. How heavy is the door?
This is a large oaken door, and on the other side, there appears to be something barricading it. So it's difficult to say.
Maybe we should try going around if we're not going to get through this door.
Yeah, this may lead the chamber that we left earlier with the machine that burns whatever comes into the room.
Joe's kind of looking at you guys all and just like, pussies. He walks up to the door, takes that same hand that had those metal objects in it, places it on the door, and you hear a bone-jarring crunch as those objects that were in his hand blow through the door. There is a palm-sized hole in the door left from where he just cast that metal through the door. And he looks through. And he goes, shit.
God.
And as he does that, and a jet of green flame streaks into the room. Not enough to get at any of you,
Yeah.
But now the door is starting to be burned. You can hear that same whoosh of flame, but instead of having it push through the door, you can see it crackling on the other side of that hole, gently licking through the hole, and the wall, the whole door is starting to burn.
I
Way of the door.
to get Nundo out of the way.
Yeah, we'll get him out of the way. We'll all just clear to the sides of the door.
You got 6 seconds. Anybody else need to take an action?
Well, Nundro, that's the green flame we were talking about. That's the one.
Looks like we found it. And he takes a step back, and he does that, and those same shards come back into his hand, and he pockets them. And he seems to get into a fighting stance. He's ready for something.
Bow's out.
What?
Sorry, Dave. I'm just going to ask a question because I can't actually see what you're doing. Nundro, did you just project metal from your hand?
It's a talent of mine, and he kind of does one of these real quick, and those same objects are kind of floating around his hands. He catches them, puts them back in his pocket, says, "Fighting time."
How are you doing that?
Later. And Gungrin is stepping behind his brother,
Fine.
knowing that his brother is clearly the more martial of the two. Anybody else taking the actions? We got seconds here.
Bow's ready.
I'm just gonna
Ready myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready myself and just be ready for this to react to whatever happens when the door burns down.
Seconds later, that door is blown off of its hinges in pieces and consumed by green flame, as the whole room is not consumed by flame, but that jet in the pathway of the doorway is a scorching torrent of flame. Very green, very ominous, and it stops for a moment. So after destroying the door and everything that could have been behind it, it ceases.
Okay, I'm gonna take.
It stops.
Door's
Yeah.
gone. Flame has come into the room and is now stopped.
I'm gonna take a gold piece out of my pouch and just throw it right in front of the doorway, but where I can still see it, like on the other side of the doorway, but not far enough that I can't still see it.
You reach into your bag of holding, and instead of taking out silver or copper, you're like, "Yeah, gold's good." And you toss it out in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
It rolls to a stop, and as it stops, it gets destroyed by that same kind of green flame. What once was a gold coin is a molten red hot plug of a bead of gold. And you can even see it flash over and do that same thing that gold does when it coalesces into a bead. It'll flash. Tiny little piece of gold. Said there.
Nundro, Gundren, you have no idea what this thing is, correct?
Obviously.
Fine. Well,
Okay.
you really allow it again?
Anybody got any ideas?
Great. Do you know if this thing is undead by any chance? Can you perceive anything?
It would take me a minute to find out, but
I'll go ahead and use my divine sense. That just takes me an action.
What can Divine Sense pick up?
Within 60 feet of me, I know the location of anything that's undead or a fiend.
You cast it, and for a moment your sensors are drawn to a point in the next room that appears to be kind of hovering gently back and forth. This is definitely both of those things.
Sweet.
Okay. So I know the type. Know the type, but not the identity. Okay, cool. So all I know is that it's.
It is fiendish undead. Yeah.
Dave, can I rack my brains and check my book of lore to see if anything that I've ever read about matches the information that I know about this thing?
Roll me some history, son.
I don't really know what the book of lore I have contains, but
I do.
I have one. You
happens
do.
to be a monster
Right.
manual.
Ah, fuck me. 6.
Wikipedia in your
I
pocket.
couldn't hear the roll.
Oh, no. 6. Sorry.
Vorothronopedia is a little light. As you mentally flip through the pages of this book in your head, you're kind of just angrily scanning through everything, trying to think of green flame something. And the only thing you can get is references that recently undead magic casters sometimes can be reincarnated as a primeval incantation of whatever emotion they died under. That's all you've really got. You don't know what it is or how it is, but you're getting the sense that this thing is very emotional.
Parathrex, what could you tell about what's in the room before us?
I know that it is a fiendish undead. That's all I got.
Knowing that it's my favorite enemy, can I roll for trying to remember anything about it or something that I may have experienced similarly?
Sure. Roll history.
That is an 11.
You get the similar impression that Vorithern got. This is a incarnation of emotion that is directly related to the death of a spellcaster. It's difficult to tell exactly how it got there.
Can I hide around the corner and try to peek over? Like,
Sure.
Well,
what's
wait,
a hide?
wait. As
What
I
do
see
you wanna
him
do?
trying to do that, I will hold my hands up. Wait.
Okay, so you
And I will pull a copper out of my pocket and redirect my light spell to the copper and hold up 3 fingers and then release 1, 2, 3, and I just fucking hum the lit copper into the room.
As he does that,
And try
I quickly
Yeah,
peek
try to-
my head around.
So
to
this
see
to
what-
poke my head in.
lit orb flies into the room, and you can see it go across the room, and then a green streak follow it, catch it, and ignite it. But as that's happening, Era pokes her head in. Roll perception.
Oh my god.
Make it a good one.
Nope.
That was badass. Good job. 2.
Oh man.
You also are taken aback by this amazing glowing object floating into the room, and you do see it get lit on fire by something green, and you see it go out, and you're focused on that. And for a moment, something floating is illuminated. It is basketball. It is this size. Yeah.
Basketball.
It's difficult to
This
tell
is
what it is. You
Basketball you speak
you
of.
can't tell what it is, but it's wreathed in that same green flame that is casting. That's all you got with that too.
Okay. I
Just try to
quietly
be-
tell the group, I'm like, I think there's something floating out there that's about the size of like
A basketball.
a cabbage, maybe. And
Okay.
and it seems to just be blowing up whatever we throw in there.
I
Did it
quickly
seem alive? Did it seem like a machine?
I have no idea.
I turn to Grey Castle and I quickly ask him, "Can undead can't be charmed, can they? It's impossible."
I would believe so, though the fact that this seems to be such raw emotion, perhaps it could be tampered with, but I wouldn't try. They're foul creatures.
Fair enough. I'll take your advice.
Well,
Is there any way we could dialogue with this thing? Probably not, but should I give it a shot?
I severely doubt that it will hear us out.
I pull out an arrow and I fire at the thing through the door using the illusion arrow to go before it.
Very nice. Gray draws an arrow, puts it on the bow, draws to his cheek, and releases, and that same arrow
I
seems to
cast light on the
shimmer.
arrow. If
Seems-
you'll let me do
seems
that.
to shimmer, and one of the arrows takes light, glows, flies into the room, and the other one seems to kind of shift out of it and go off in a different direction. For a moment, this thing is distracted, and it goes after the lit arrow, casting one jet of flame in one direction, and another at the illusion. There's a fork, a big green fork. Is anyone looking at this thing?
Can I peek out?
I assume
I-
Ray
Davin
wants
peeks
to
out.
fire
Davin leans out. Roll perception.
I mean, yeah.
I have dark
rolling because
vision
I
if that
fired-
matters.
Second
Oh,
distraction.
that's a good roll. Hang on. 20, not natural.
There is a very
22.
there's something wrong with what's going on. There's a floating orb of fire, and in the center of it, there is a skull. And everywhere it looks, there is a jet of flame that comes out of it. It has tracked these arrows, destroyed them, and is now turning to face you. Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my fucking guys!
How's that too? How's that too?
oh.
I am
Oh.
clearly cursed.
My first good initiative roll ever, baby. Oh my god. Oh baby.
Oh
Add
baby.
your initiative to that
did I-
now.
so,
It doesn't matter if
Dave,
it's
did I see that?
Davin is the only one who saw that. He
Okay.
was the first to look in and try and follow what was going on, the first to get the action.
But now, like, I can't talk since we're now in initiative, right?
Once Davin figured out what it is, you've got initiative, and we'll see when his turn is to relay the information.
What did he say it was?
What did he say? What was?
Davin.
Dominic didn't say crap yet. Initiative started.
Okay.
Dominic say
Parathrax,
yeah.
Wait, so
what is
I
your
go?
dex
Oh, I
save?
go first, and then initiative starts.
No.
No.
Or I relay the information, and then the fight starts.
You
No.
looked.
On your turn, you can choose to,
Oh. Got it.
as part of your.
Exactly. You looked in the room, figured out what it was, and it's turning to face you guys. Now it knows where you are, and it wants you
Yeah, it
in the
does.
butt. Because
Mm.
butt stuff has been a theme today. Don't know why.
Because we haven't asked for a president-elect.
Okay. Policy out of DMD.
Oh man. Thanks, Trump.
That's gonna be a better thanks Obama. Thanks Trump's gonna be good.
Yeah, at least thanks, Obama. You can use sarcastically.
Mm.
I mean, for good things. I don't think anyone's ever going to use that for good things.
Guys, how do you feel about Pup going last?
I feel great about it.
We're gonna see what this.
Right after me.
Oh yeah, he's got a good roll. Yep. All right. Hold on. Sorry, this is complicated. That turn. Parathrax. Yeah, we got some music in this. Let's get it. Open it, bitch.
Hey, Dave, would you say that we took a short rest
Yes,
between
it was a short rest.
entering this room?
Yep.
I mean, between entering this room and engaging in this combat, I'm just being a cheeky asshole.
Oh,
Isabel, one back.
Yeah, you're a cheeky asshole.
Uh,
All right. Parathrax, you're up.
Dom, what did
I
you
don't know
see?
this spell. Let's figure out this is
It seems
Oh,
to
yeah.
be. It seems to be like a ball of fire with a skull, and it's shooting shit everywhere. I have no idea what else it can do.
shooting shit everywhere.
Parathrax.
I'm gonna say. Okay, then I'm gonna say. Everybody else, ready your attack, and I'm gonna pop in front of the door with my shield up, and I want everybody to shoot at once over my head at the
Oh
thing.
god.
So I'm going to hold my initiative until everyone has readied their attack, or hold my action, I guess. Hold my action until everyone has readied their attack, and that's going to be my action.
Cool. Ari, you're up.
Hearing that, I say, want to just kill our projectiles anyway, and I'm gonna hold my turn.
Davin?
Okay.
Oh shit, that was fast. Hearing that Parathrax is about to do something that seems incredibly stupid, I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire him by saying, "Alright, P, we need you to stand your ground. We really need your protection. Please don't make me pray for divine intervention." And he's inspired.
That's a D8 now.
That's a 1d8.
Got it.
And that's all I'm gonna do actually for now. I am though gonna move back a little.
Okay. Now next up.
1 sec.
That's Gray.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Gray Fernando Castle.
1 sec.
Tattoo monster's getting a turn.
A second later, there is a small spark that sputters in the middle of the room, and
Ah,
an instant later, a torrent of green flame erupts in a sphere outside of that spark right in the middle of the room. All of you make a dex saving throw.
Oh god.
You killing us, Dave. Literally killing us. Natural 20. Hey, how about that? I'm dexterous today. It's still gonna get damage though.
Anybody below 14?
Oh yes.
Me and Pup.
Okay. You guys each take 4d6 fire damage. The rest of you take 2d6 fire damage. So the first 2d6 that everybody gets. That's not a d2.
Shit.
Everybody takes 9.
Oh, fucking hell.
The other
Don't
guys.
forget you had plus you had
So it's 4 damage.
The other guys take an additional 6. So 15 for everybody who maced their save, 9 for everybody who didn't. Both Gungren
fuck,
and Nindro made
dead?
their saves.
No, because she had the extra health.
Ooh.
This torrent of flame roars through the room, filling up every corner, and beds are afire, and then it is out as fast as it started. That was a cool.
So is it still
actually-
Gray's turn?
That
can I
was
use-
Flameskull's turn. It's now Gray's turn.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge to have that?
Yeah, that's fine. I
Okay.
think. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Uncanny Dodge.
Yeah.
Starting
Everybody-
Yeah,
ability.
failed save. Got it.
That's dope.
So I would take 5 instead.
Yeah, round it up. 5. Okay, Gray.
I look at Parathrax. What are we doing?
Just shoot over my head, and then I am going to.
You can't do anything or say anything at the moment.
Well, I mean,
He held
I
his
said
turn.
I'm holding until everybody readies their shit. So I'm hanging out until everybody readies their shit.
Yeah, Gray used his action or something to speak with Parathrax. He gets a response. That's
Yeah,
basically
so
it.
then I'm holding my action as well.
Vorthrun.
I
I'm
think
holding my bow. My bow.
it's Glassstaff.
Glassstaff.
I think it's Glassstaff. But staying in this tiny room isn't going to do us any good. We should probably move. And I'm going to ready my Eldritch Blast for when Lee does something.
Okay, Pop, you're up.
Okay.
Pup is holding her turn as well, seeing that no one else is moving, and she's
I'm
on
popping
fire,
out.
kind of.
Then I'm popping out in front of the door, using my body to take up as much of the doorway as possible, so whatever it shoots cannot get past me. So everybody can shoot their shit over my head.
I'm taking my turn now and launching a dagger, or throwing a dagger at this thing.
Okay. Dagger. All right. So first of all, Parathrax, you are not doing any attacks.
Correct.
Okay. Era, your attacks. Go ahead and
Shield walling.
yeah, got it. Roll your first attack.
11.
Okay, 11 misses.
Awesome.
No second dagger, just that. Is it?
Oh, no. I'm not going
Okay.
to throw a second dagger.
Davin.
Step back.
I did. Are we back to my turn? I didn't hold, so
Okay, so you didn't hold, so we have to resolve Gray and B and Pop.
So
yeah, because I did use my inspiration as.
Got Gray, you're up for right now.
yeah, so I'm gonna pop out behind Parathrax and shoot an arrow at the big giant skullfest.
Roll for attack.
That is a 10 to hit.
Misses.
And it's not shooting at me while I'm standing in the doorway, correct?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Pop. Or Vorthrun, sorry. Eldritch
Waiting
Blast.
for you to dodge out. I'm gonna dodge out in front of the doorway, past my brother. Can I see it, Dave?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, I hex it. That's a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to launch an Eldritch Blast at it.
How does Hex work? It's just John saving throws, right?
Yeah, I'll give it disadvantage on Wisdom ability rolls. It's not saving throws.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Eldritch
I'm
Blast.
rolling
Roll
to
the hit.
attack. I'm rolling 2, Dave.
Okay.
So the first one is a 27 to hit
Oh yeah, that hits.
and 28 to hit.
They both hit with gusto.
Okay. Now damage on the first blast. Oh really? Really? Wow. Solid one. Damage on the first blast is just fuck me 9.
How would you like to-
Damage on the second blast is that's better. That's better. 18 damage on the second blast, so 27 damage total.
This is just arcane damage. It's like Eldritch Blast stuff. It's not fire or anything.
Yeah. 8 of that is necrotic, technically.
Okay, so have that.
And then I dodge that. I dodge back into the.
Okay, so 8 of it was necrotic. That's half. So
No,
there's 4
sorry.
necrotic damage. What else is left?
Yeah.
19.
So it was 27 total, 8 of which was necrotic. So it's 24 total.
What about your hex?
That's the necrotic damage.
Okay.
Okay, 24.
So
total.
24.
Okay, cool.
Boom. Doing damage now, kids.
So Borisman leans out behind his brother and casts 2 huge blasts of something that just kind of spiral in contact with this skull. It's knocked back for a moment and it resumes its orbit. It's still trying to get focused on you guys. Flame kind of flickers for a minute, but ignites again. Still this green torrent of flame around this skull that's floating in the air.
Okay, after that attack, never mind, I'll just move. I move back out of the doorway, not everybody's attacked.
Pop has not attacked yet. Pop, you're up.
Well, I mean, I assume it doesn't have anything to throw at my shoulder unless I already thought.
Say hello to my little friend. Arrow.
How it feels frozen.
No.
Pup's not gonna do anything. She's not running in there.
Pup is not doing anything. Parathrax, you're up.
Cool. I say, well,
Sorry.
that was
Nundro gets up, dusts himself off, tosses cloak to the ground, and throws that hand forward again, and his shrapnel attack is going to leave. It's going to miss horribly. Shrapnel enters the room and just kind of spirals around, and it returns to its hand. Nothing happens as a result. Okay, sorry, Parathrax, you're up now.
Okay. Well, it didn't shoot at me when I popped out of the door, so that's good. Okay. I'm gonna just group and say, get out and spread out. So I'm gonna get. Yeah. So these are 10-foot squares, so I can only get there. So yeah, I'm running out the door with my shield in front of me in case it throws anything else, and I'm gonna use my action to dash to get all up in its grill right there.
All right, so you're charging this thing, and as you get closer, you can feel the heat of it. It's an absolute torch of heat. It's very, very hot. Being anywhere within this thing, you gotta make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. Well, that's a good solid. That's a good solid 8.
Oh no.
Take 2 points of fire damage by being in proximity to this thing.
Oh,
We
that's
did. We did.
We can handle 2.
Harry, you're up.
Okay, so this door is open now, right?
Door's open.
Parathrax just went through it. All right, I'm gonna use. How many are these squares? 10.
Yep.
Easy. Okay, I'm gonna use my dash to get to about, I guess, here.
Okay.
And actually, I want to be right here. And I'm going to fling another dagger at it.
Okay. Roll for attack.
That is an 18.
Hits.
Cool. And it's going to be sneak attack as well. So that's 7 plus. Ooh, that was good. 14, so 21.
Very nice. Your dagger flips end over end and seems to sink into one of this thing's sockets. It kind of shakes it free and kind of warbles angrily at you and drops the dagger on the floor, taking a large chunk of damage. You can see that the socket where the eye was is cracked. 21 damage, you said?
21, yeah. And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to come up behind here.
Okay. So we'll give you full cover there.
Okay.
Davin, you're up.
I'm going to same use my dash. How much is this? 10 per square, you said?
Correct. You have 6 of them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your dash is that's all. Like movement and.
I still have 1. I'm gonna just get it here and cover.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
It takes its turn to move here.
Echo.
Gray, echo again. It takes its turn to float past Parathrax, kind of streaking through the room. It gets to a stopping point and turns, and as it looks, its eyes glow bright green, and those.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
Yeah. Enter the left. Go ahead and roll.
That is a 1T1 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. As it goes by, treat it like some baseball. Baseball.
As a flying cabbage.
Oh no, I lost my D4. Sorry. That is a 8. 8 slashing, 4 lightning, and 2 radiant.
Okay.
No, sorry. 9 slashing, 4 lightning, 2 radiant.
Okay, it is immune to lightning, so it takes no lightning.
Okay.
We'll take both of those. You double your radiant damage, and it'll take the slash.
Cool.
So total.
So that's 9 slashing, 4 radiant.
Nice.
And then does the paralyze affect it since it's immune to light?
So as it streaks by you to try to get a better sight line on your friends, you slash up with Bright Fang and cut a huge chunk out of this thing. A chunk of the skull falls and goes out. It's extinguished as it hits the floor. There's still some of the skull thing left and it's floating around angrily. And as it turns, its eyes light up with this bright green flash, and 2 huge streaks of fire streak out across. One at Parathrax and one at Dobbin.
Is this an attack roll?
I will figure out in a moment. Nope, it just hits.
Damn. Okay.
So you guys got to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, that's 20, not natural.
Okay, you make your save.
Actually 22, not natural, but
You make your save. Parathrax does not. Parathrax, you take 3d6 fire damage. Dobbin, you take 1d8. Parathrax, you take 12 points of damage, of fire damage. Dobbin, you take 3.
cool.
Okay, that's its turn. Things not looking very good. Its flame is starting to flicker, and it's almost like it's about to go out. Gray, you're up.
All right, I'm stepping through the door. Is that it right in front of me?
Yep.
No, it's a little thing.
It's little and angry.
But it's mad.
I snicker at it and I say, "I will extinguish you," and I'm shooting an arrow straight into its eye socket.
Okay, roll for it.
That is a 20 to hit, unnatural.
Yeah, that hits.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
So that is 6 for the bow, 7 plus the illusion, 5 for Hunter's Mark is 12, plus 2 for undead is 14, plus my dex is 18.
How you want to do this?
Fuck off, man.
This is nothing more than a little fly, so I'm shooting it, and I'm going to bounce it off of Parathrax's shield, right behind me.
What's up, Aaron?
As he does that, can I pull my dagger out with Mage Hand? That was launched into it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, Mage Hand goes out and gently grabs the dagger. Gray pulls an arrow out, draws and aims, finds the other eye socket that didn't have the dagger in it, and then looks up at Parathrax, kind of snickers a little bit, and releases. The arrow hits the eye socket, pierces the skull, and tink, bounces off the shield, and hits. And there's an arrow sticking out of the skull that's hanging there on the ground. Extinguished. It is no longer green and glowing. It is out. Indra kind of walks into the room and collects his shards and kind of looks around and just nods his head.
Well, that wasn't that bad.
You friggin' jerks.
Post combat.
Post-combat initiative, we'll start with Parathrax.
I'm going to inspect the forge and take a greater healing potion.
Okay, glug glug, cool. We'll get to that resolution in a moment. Era.
I'm gonna step out about right here-ish and try to look for the dagger I threw on my first attack.
Dobbin.
I'm going to also ignore this thing and go for the forge.
You're gonna look around the forge. Okay, Gray.
I am picking up the skull and holding onto it.
Okay. Borthrin.
That's never good.
You're one to talk.
I know. I learned from
So,
experience.
I will inspect the skull and try to determine if it has any magical properties or what it came from, who it was, etc.
Careful inspection of the skull that Gray is now holding in his hand. Pup.
Pup is trying to get the skull to play with it, but I'm not letting her have it, and instead I'm petting her on the head.
Okay, Puppy keep away. Awesome. So Parathrax and Davin make their way over to the forge, and Nundro and Gungrin follow eagerly. They are both searching very carefully for something they already know to exist. Parathrax, roll perception.
18.
Davin, roll perception.
Solid 9.
Okay, so Parathrax looks around and sees what appears to be double barrels of gold glinting that's seated on this forge. It's just kind of sitting there like it was just recently made, unrefined, unpolished. Parathrax kind of gives you a tug and points, and you kind of both walk over to it. Gungrin and Nundro arrive there as well. They say, I can't believe they actually made one. And Nundro reaches out and picks it up and hefts it. It's a large double-barreled object. It looks like 2 pillars of solid gold. Nothing special about them, really. But it looks like there's one rune of one kind on the head of one of them and one rune on the other. So top of these cylinders, there's a rune that appear to be different. They are connected by a long length of golden chain. Extremely heavy, but Nundro is hefting them. They're almost like golden nunchucks, pretty much.
Is this the key that you spoke of?
It is. I still can't believe they made it. They must have done some horrible things to. I understand. And he's looking at the skull that Gray and Pop are playing with, and Borthrin's trying to look at. I think they conjured something to do their work for them. And he's looking around and is like, they pissed something off big time. He takes the key and he starts to walk. He goes, we're going to open this thing now.
Okay, well, hang on. Not so fast.
Wait.
Do I find my dagger?
Yeah, roll perception. You're in the dark.
God damn it. I have dark
Well,
vision.
I have light up.
10.
So it's difficult to see, but you do eventually just kind of reach around with your hands on the ground and you push it across the floor and you hear it skitter and you grab it. You got your dagger back, no problem. Davin, Parathrax, Gungrin, and Nundro are all together. Borthrin, you wanted to inspect the skull. You're looking at the skull or trying to, as best you can tell, when Gray and Pop are playing with it. It appears to have once been a human skull. It's destroyed, obviously, from the contact with you guys. Lightly singed around its outside from being bathed in flame constantly. There does appear to be one rune in the center of its forehead. You don't know exactly what it means or what it is, but go ahead and roll Arcana for me.
Okay. Ye old Arcana. 21.
So you finally get your hands on this thing, and as you do, you get a flash of something. It's not quite a vision. It's nothing from big old Arboss. But what you do get is that this skull belonged to a spellcaster. It belonged to what appears to be a necromancer, someone who had contact with the dead. And when they were killed, betrayed, actually, they were reincarnate as this flame skull rage, which was bound to an object. Apparently, this is the skull of the necromancer that was trying to make this key. And as you look around, you find the source, and you find his body that's burned in the corner. There's ashes around, just charred bone. They were tampering with some magical, very, very powerful things, and he was betrayed by the Black Spider and killed. And as he died, this flame skull came up from his body and was orbiting the thing he made constantly, not letting anyone get close to it.
Okay.
Do I recognize the rune on the skull?
First, Arrows first. What did you say, Arrow?
Well, I'm sorry. Is Paul done his turn or B?
I'm going to take the skull over to Gundren and Nundro and say, I think that this was the result of the terrible things you mentioned. I believe that it's was a necromancer that was betrayed I believe that such magics allow some sort of its level of its spirit to persist in its rage, and it became this. But I do know that whatever necromancer they hired to try to forge this key was betrayed by somebody, most likely the Black Spider. And this was the result.
He's nodding repeatedly, like, I had my suspicions.
And I will set the skull down.
Pup goes back
And
to pick it up. Do I recognize the rune on it from earlier in my life?
Go ahead and roll. Go on.
Natural 20.
You have a very firm collection of all of the runic knowledge in your head, and you search through it. There is nothing there that looks like this rune.
Okay. Well, they didn't kill my family, so that's fine.
Do I see the necromancer's body?
Yeah, it's in the corner. It's charred. It's next to a bench that appears to be, it has tools all over it where he was working on creating this thing that Nundro is now holding.
Can I search his body for anything of value?
Sure. Or perception.
Would it be investigation?
Perception for now.
9.
As you get closer to the body, you can tell that it is extremely burnt. It was consumed by this flame as a result of conjuring this flame skull, this rage incarnate. Everything that was or potentially could have been usable was consumed by this flame. There's nothing around that's anything valuable.
Cute.
I get Davin's intention. Davin, Pup took some pretty bad burns in there. Would you mind taking care of her for me?
Yes, of course. And I get down, like pet Pup a little, and cast Healing Word first level, which is going to be 4 plus 5, 9 HP.
Awesome.
Back.
As you're petting and comforting Pup, you're gently whispering, and these words that are leaving your mouth are imbued with this magical healing essence, and you can see some of the wounds on her start to knit up. You see some of the singed patches of fur start to appear their same blushing auburn as they were previously. Nundro is hefting the key over and over again, trying to understand the weight of what he's holding. He looks to Gungren and says, they were talking about some protection. I don't think that this is what they were talking about. They were trying to get in. There's still something else we have to deal with. And as Gungren hears him, he kind of looks around and finds a hammer that was being used. It's a heavy forge hammer. Picked it up, puts it on his shoulder, says, let's get it. And start walking.
Well, let's roll.
I call out to my brother and say, wait a moment, there seems to be some more to explore here, if you wouldn't mind. And I move out of the way of the staircase to sarcastically allow my brother to go first.
Gundren and Nundro, would you mind waiting just a minute?
Nundro takes the key and puts it over his shoulders like he's holding on checks and just looking at you.
Okay. I will walk down this here staircase. What we got? Oh, I see dead bodies.
As you walk down the staircase, there appears to be very old and decaying corpses all over the ground. There are what appear to be dwarves all over the place. There's also some orcs scattered throughout them. It appears like this was the scene of a battle.
Do we recognize those as the same orcs that we saw with the Sturgis things? The Sturgis?
You can inspect them if you like.
I'll inspect one.
Okay, you crouch down, get close to one. Roll for inspection, please.
Oh, no. Solid 7.
So you get real close to it, and it stinks. You kind of, and in your haste to figure out what's going on, you don't really spend much time thinking about what it is. Very clearly an orc. You think it's about similar size to the ones you saw previously. It could be the same species, could be the same kind. You don't really know if they're the same troop, but it's odd to find two pockets of dwarves and orcs and not expect them to be similar groups of people. Humanoids.
Do they have anything of value on them?
They have their weapons. They are old and rusted, and it appears that the flame skull has made its way through here too. A lot of them are burned. You want to go ahead and roll and see if you can get any usable items out of them?
Yeah, sure.
inspection. You're gonna sift through all the corpses.
Investigation.
That's what I mean. Yep.
11.
Although most of the tools are just crude implements of war, and these guys are artificers, so they're mostly carrying hammers. There's 2 war hammers of reasonable quality, and there's 2 orcish. They're long swords-ish, but they're basically large, curved, notched blades of black steel. There's 2 of them.
Do any of them seem magical?
Arcana, please. Warhams.
14. No. Yeah, 14.
No, they are very simple tools. Although something is pulling you behind you, actually.
I turn around and I get ready to fight something.
No, pull the magical pull of arcane inspection. And as you're kind of looking for the source of this pull, you look and see that above, out of this, what was a dining hall, these are large tables. Up the stairs, there is what appears to be a small pulpit, and atop it is almost a glowing idol of some kind. There is a golden idol sitting there, and it appears to be a dwarf holding something aloft, and it's glowing faintly with your arcane insight. It's not actually glowing.
Would my mage hand be able to pick it up?
It's probably about a little less than 5 pounds, so yeah, probably.
Okay, I stand underneath it just in case I drop it with my mage hand, ready to catch it, and I try to pull it down with my mage hand.
Okay, as you pick it up and pull it from the pulpit, how far back are you?
Or back? I'm like right next to the thing.
The pulpit is here. Are you standing where you were standing?
Oh, I thought you were like on the wall. Sorry, I didn't see that. I guess as far out as I can reach.
You got plenty of room. Okay, you're gonna keep your distance down the stairs and pull this object.
Yeah.
As soon as it leaves the table, a huge 20-ton boulder crushes the pulpit. You are far enough back where you do not take any additional damage, but the way forward into this forge works that was up on this almost platform as well is blocked by how big this stone is.
Okay. Was I able to retain it, or did it
got it in
drop?
your hands?
Okay.
Or you got it in the mage hand.
Bringing it toward me.
Okay.
What is
Easily collect it.
that you got there, Era?
Nobody freaks out at this giant boulder that's into the room. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little spooked.
I wasn't paying attention at all. So upon hearing the sound of a crashing boulder, I look over and go, "Oh my god!
Hey guys, look what I found.
What the fuck?"
As Era turns and this cloud of dust and rubble comes into the area.
Vorthru, did you go through another door?
I resent that comment. Era,
Yes.
might I see that?
I mage hand over the statue.
And I will hold it and inspect it for magical properties.
It is very clearly a magical object. What kind is a little bit difficult to discern. Go ahead and roll Arcana. Look at me having Rebel ready.
23, Dave.
Yeah. This object is extremely magical.
Cool.
And that's it.
You know what? Fuck you, Dave. I'm gonna cast Identify.
Hold
on
on,
this
not yet.
object.
No. I said, and that's it, not Dave.
Jerks.
Oh.
We've got the cast DM voice roll thing. Okay.
Is that
so?
Is that all I know, Dave?
No, I'm working on it, man. Come on.
Okay.
Roll perception to know your brother's voice.
This is also another statue that appears to be similar in nature to the one that you have already in the bag of holding. That appears to take the focus of the individual talking to it, and will give you some information of some kind.
Okay. Cool. Well, Era, I believe we found another statue of augury,
Didn't say
which may
that.
be helpful in the future.
What did you say, Dave?
Didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You said it's similar.
I did.
He didn't say
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
Fine, Dave. I'll retract my comment.
Maybe you can use your new spell that you learned later after we get out of this cave and determine what exactly it is.
I will spend some time with this if you would allow me to hold on to it when we get out of this stressful situation.
Of
I'll
course.
take a further look at it.
There.
Oh my god, the rubble's
pocket.
moving.
Magical.
I pocket mysterious golden statue.
Okay, the small statue is about this big. You easily fit amongst your traveling stuff. It is a dwarven cleric, apparently.
Argrim.
Oh God, no!
Go.
I smashed the statue.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding.
Nothing.
I'm gonna walk up these stairs and see what's up here.
I follow suit.
I am going to whisper to Pup. Pup was standing right next to me.
She's coming. Okay, there you go.
Rip.
I'm going to use Awakened Mind and say to Pup, come with me over here for a moment and go down and look into this hallway. See if there's anything down here.
So Vorthern's off on his own with Pup, looking around the hallway. The remainder of you guys go up on this platform that kind of rises out of the sunken down dining hall area. And similarly to previous, where you looked at the walls and saw that there was this greenish outline that appeared to be ghoulish in shape, where these things pulled themselves free from the stone. There's that kind of thing all around you in all directions, probably to account for the remaining ghouls you killed earlier. Pup and Vorthrun, go ahead and roll perception.
Thought you were going to say initiative.
1 moment. Okay. Perception?
Perception.
12.
So, Pup is like barking at nothing and just kind of looking around, looking for Gray. And even if she could find something, she can't communicate with Vorthrun. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. Vorthrun is looking through the room, and it is very clearly the entrance to a storeroom. There are barrels in all directions. There's a door that's hanging ajar. There's a couple things scattered around, but this is basically where they kept all of their long-term storage. Their pantry.
This is where I am, Dave?
You are at the end of the foyer, entering into the pantry. Yeah, there's barrels scattered throughout, and the door over here is ajar. And inside this room right there is a bunch of barrels where all of their stuff is.
I would like to inspect these barrels with great vigor.
There is a lot of hardtack and other various food items that would survive storage in a damp place like a cave. There's a lot of ale in this place, a ton of it. These dwarves like to drink. As far as
Is
other
there
objects,
a cask of ale that I can pick up?
with some effort.
Okay. I would like to. I'll come back for it.
Okay.
I'll exit the room, continue down the hallway.
Are the two doors still here?
Are the two doors still
They're
there?
back in the forge.
There is a door here where you killed the flame skull.
Dwarves.
Dwarves, yeah. Nundro and Gungren are seated, and Nundro is holding onto the key, just kind of impatiently, like rocking back and forth.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on them and make sure they don't slip up.
At this point, I realize Pup's not with us and start looking for her.
All right, so Gray's calling for Pup. Vorthrin, you realize that you are in a space that you have been previously. This has got ruined bodies of ghouls in all directions and a pile of Sturges in the next room. Pieces, objects of Sturges all over the place.
All right. Recognizing that, I'll start heading back.
I find Pup and I say, "Where did you go? Why? What? You have to stay with me. We work together."
Pup
I
whimpers a little bit.
Seeing that, I apologize for borrowing your companion for a moment. Didn't mean to stress you out.
It's all right. Just let me know next time.
Sure. And I will say to Pup's mind, sorry, Pup.
She kind of looks and is looking around for the source. Nundro and Gungren stand. Is that all then? And they start to make their way toward the stairs where they came from. No more seconds, I hope they kind of.
About this dead body right here.
Sorry, what?
Is there anything noteworthy about this dead body?
Participate in the combat? No.
Got it. Cool. All right, let's roll.
Nundro and Gungren are both staring at Era, kind of leading the way because they don't want any more cave-ins to happen on them. Vorthrin is running off in the distance, apparently.
Sorry.
That always ends well.
Let's just
I'm
make
not
it
coming back to Forge. Oh, shit.
Parathrax walks up on Gorathron and puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "Me first," and taps his head. Okay. So as you make your way down this hallway, you know that this is the place you were looking when you first saw this green jet of flame, and you passed that same sluice box you were talking about earlier. That would lead to filling this place with water. You make your way back to this large domed structure that has runes all over it, still glowing with the presence of magic nearby. Those same two holes are present in the door and are just sitting there. Nundro is looking at you guys holding this key, asking for basically for permission.
Before he does, I'll say real quick. I put my hand on the door and do divine sense.
Okay.
Should we? Are we all prepared for what might be behind this door?
Resolving Parathrax's action, nothing happens. There's nothing beyond the door that would indicate fiend or undead.
Okay.
Vorthrin, what were you saying?
Are we all prepared for what may lie beyond this?
I have an idea real quick. There were another door over here. Didn't those doors have the same type of lock?
Just the runes.
Just the runes.
So the outline of the door is present, and there's runes all over it, but there is no keyholes in the door.
We're not able to open it.
You can do whatever you want.
We can ask. Nundro if there's anything about it.
So you ask Nundro, what do you know about this door? Is it,
Yeah, this one over here.
Okay, so Era goes over to the door and gestures at it and talks to Nundro. Why does this one not have a keyhole? She asks. Nundro says, these kind of protection domes don't have conventional entrances. There's a seal, which we're about to break to get in, and every entrance that was here originally will now open again. This is stonework magic. It is cast stone flown around this space. This is extremely powerful magic to protect and keep everyone out away from this Spellforge. Whatever's in there is only there to protect the Spellforge and was placed there by our forefathers.
And do you think it will attack us?
I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
Perhaps we should rest and consider preparing our defenses for this. I mean, we can't just walk in there.
Should we use one of our questions on the statue that lets us ask it things?
Era, do you still have it?
At best, it will tell us there's bad news ahead, I would imagine.
Yeah, pull out the elf statue. You mean this?
So it won't give us any kind of specific information.
It'll tell you good or bad, basically.
Well, we can all assume it's probably bad. Never mind.
Unless he's friendly, he'll say good. Or he'll say good and bad. Or I won't say anything.
Regardless, it may be wise to take a moment to regain our strength.
Sure. I mean,
is it possible to take a short rest, right?
Do whatever you want. You're out of combat. You are able to take a short rest if you really want to. It's not going to be very comfortable, but go for it.
Okay, I'm going to expend some of my hit die.
I will start playing Song of Rest as we.
What is that?
1d6.
So you're getting an extra 1d6 of health?
Yeah.
You guys all take a seat to kind of contemplate.
Everybody remember that you have extra 5 HP from my thing too.
Like bonus HP to like our max.
Yep.
It's not temporary hit points. It's real hit points for 8 hours.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys all take a seat around the entranceway, the presumable entryway into this giant stone dome that's glittering with runes all over it. Nundro and Gungun are kind of pondering the way forward, thinking about what could possibly be beyond this door, and the rest of you kind of collect your thoughts and organize yourselves to prepare yourselves for what's next.
All right. Well,
let's just whatever's behind there. Let's keep our wits about us. Be smart about it, and hopefully we will get past it. Is everybody ready?
I am most certainly ready to see this Spellforge.
Okay, get in formation around me. And Joe, would you like to do the honors?
Wait, before we do, I give 10 arrows to Grey Castle.
I nod and accept them gladly.
1 second.
Dave, preparing the 10 square monster that's on the other side of the door. 5,000 HP.
He's got a line. He's got a line of 4 beholders up. You know.
Right in front of the door so we can kick him.
53 strength.
The 3 ancient dragons.
He just added 3
And
interact.
1 goblin.
Goblin.
If you kill the goblin, the ancient dragons die.
He just 15 HP or whatever it was.
Ninja stands and looks at you all, and you guys all kind of nod as you're all ready for whatever's next. He looks at the 2 barrels of the golden key, matches them up with the rune that's glowing inside the object, the circular orifice in the door, slides one in, slides the next, and as they go into the door, into the big orifice, they essentially have this ring of molten metal that seals them into the door on each side. That chain snaps and starts to go into each of the 2 keys, seating into them. A big line in the middle glows, it cracks open, and the doors start to swing out on their own. And as they
move out, I'm gonna get in front of Gundren in case whatever something shoots out. I don't want it to hit him. I'm just gonna sort of get in front of him in case shit happens.
You pull back the 2 dwarves and stand in their way. This door continues to open, releasing puffs of smoke and dirt and gas as it opens. And as it does, looking just beyond it, there is an enormous, absolutely huge, grinning mouth of fangs and a monstrous eye, a single eye with huge tentacles coming out of all directions, floating just beyond the door.
Fucking nailed it.
So it's a goddamn beholder.
As that door opens, not a holder, as that door opens all the way, that grin closes and smiles at you. Fangs just jutting out from all corners. Answer my riddle. And the first thing it says is, what knows all languages? Says nothing else and floats in front of you. Huge 6-foot orb of flesh and disgusting eyes all pointed at you.
Do I recognize what it is? Dude, yeah, I mean, and I guess the same for everybody.
I would also like to see if I recognize what it is.
For one moment, Mendro takes a step back, says, no one speak to it. Do not address it with anything but an answer. And he's like, I know exactly what this is. He tells all of you it's a spectator. Its only job is to guard this object, and the only way past it is to answer its riddle.
Sounds like a worthy challenge. I grinned to myself.
It's still floating expectantly. You can see little
What?
sparks of magic light around those eyes.
All languages.
I messaged to, using my telepathic message cantrip, I messaged to Vorthrun and asked him, maybe you should ask the statue we just picked up.
I don't think it will have the answers we seek. I will entertain the idea. I take the dwarf statue out and attempt to communicate with it telepathically.
1 sec.
You are now possessed, and you turn against all of us. And we all die.
You explode in a million pieces.
Where's Dave going?
Do 13 D10, do 13 20 damage to your entire family.
Your entire family. Your parents have died.
Reroll character now.
He just sends you a link to who the F is my D&D character.
Yeah.
Looks like we're rolling new ones, boys.
Yeah, Dave, please come back.
That's not good.
Sephiroth was a really cool character. I really enjoyed him.
So as you guys focus on that statue and Vorthurn communicates with it telepathically, for some reason, the voice that enters your head appears to be familiar. And it sounds like a crotchety old dwarf that you've heard stories about repeatedly.
Oh no!
And you may ask it whatever question you want.
Oh my god.
I can ask it whatever question I want.
Yep.
I will ask it what knows all languages.
Hold, please.
What? Is this Sloan here? What?
I just gotta ask a question by an unfamiliar voice, so I gotta figure this out.
Oh my god, what the fuck? This is the best phone a friend ever.
I would say a library.
I am very confused.
Thanks.
I immediately...
As the statue speaks to you, it immediately shrinks into just an amorphous ball of metal. It is now just a ball of gold. Your answer was, I think a library, from a crotchety old dwarf. From someplace.
And I try to communicate with it again. Is it dead?
It's completely gone. That's all you got.
Wait, hang on. So, we could tell that Wraith was really, like, angry, right? And we could tell that that thing was full, the skull was full of rage. What if it's, like, an emotion?
The question is specifically, what knows all languages? I suppose...
Fear? Everyone gets afraid.
But fear doesn't inherently possess the capability of knowing. What knows all languages?
The floating guy is still floating there expectantly. No one's addressed it yet. It's getting apparently angry.
Ah, shit.
Look, I feel like it's knowing an emotion. Wouldn't that be knowing a language? Wouldn't that be an emotion?
Tongue? The tongue knows all
Guys, he's
languages?
rolling.
This may seem like a pussy answer, but
Or the mouth?
is it love?
Who are you
Did you
talking
answer
to?
that?
I mean, it could be an emotion like love, hate.
Parathax, who are
I
you
would
talking
say
to?
that love knows all. I would say that all languages
You talking
know
to the group?
love.
Who are you talking to?
All languages.
Okay.
Would a mouth or a tongue know all languages?
No.
I don't think it's a thing or a place. I think it's an emotion like love, hate, fear. Oh God.
Well, might as well answer.
I'm gonna go with love, hate, or fear. Pick one. Just an emotion, something strong. I don't know.
Why would a specter be saying that, though?
It's
Love knowing all languages?
it doesn't matter. It's just a,
Well, but it's something that everyone understands.
but that doesn't. That's the flip side of this question.
It's a universal language, not that it.
Well, my mom was a elf. My dad was a human. Didn't seem to be an issue.
No, it doesn't mean that love knows languages.
Dendro is readying the shrapnel he has in his hands. He's trying to prepare himself for what's next. He's just kind of getting ready because this thing is getting closer slowly. It's starting to make its way out of this huge opening in the wall, and it's starting to get closer to you guys.
Just
riddle or depart.
Parathrax, do you want to answer?
Perhaps it is a library.
Let's just go.
No.
What you guys tell me what the best answer is, 'cause I got nothing.
I like love or hate.
Dendro and Gundren are doing this and backing up and like trying to make themselves as distant as possible.
Say love, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyone have an objection?
Or a book.
I do.
What? Give me your best answer then.
I don't have enough time.
The tongue seems possible. That which speaks.
Fuck. I'm just gonna yell at it, love.
Oh God! As he yells at it, love, I just get the shield ready because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
That huge eye focuses on Davin and smiles, and the 4 stalks of eyes it has around it all light a different color, and it casts rays in 4 different directions at 4 of you, with the big black one focusing directly on Davin. It yells no and just essentially attacks. So Davin, roll a wisdom save.
Oh no. Hang on. Let me check my modifier.
Let's see who's close. Parathrax, roll a wisdom save. Gray, roll a constitution save.
I really wanted wisdom. Can we switch?
Nope.
Am I rolling one?
No, Era is.
Okay.
Era, you're gonna roll a constitution. Okay. First, Davin. You.
It's a mini beholder.
Yeah. 17 wisdom. Cool, you're good. So you feel that ray strike into your chest and try to do something to your head. You somehow shake off the influence and still maintain your presence ready to attack. Era, being the only one who failed, you're going to take... So you try and get out of the way, but this black scorching ray strikes you in the center of your chest, and you cannot get out of the way, and you take 22 necrotic damage.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge on that?
Yep.
I'm going to definitely use Uncanny Dodge. So 11.
And the rest of you, Gray, you successfully fight off the sudden feeling that your body is slowing down and stopping. And Parathrax, you shake off the paralyzing fear that gripped you for the briefest of seconds. Roll initiative.
Jesus Christ. Love.
Well, at least I said something.
Yes. He was killed.
Back to the shitty rolls.
Oh, Jesus. Again.
Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you. Brian?
Was it an echo?
Yep. Google that.
I just asked Maddie. She was like, it's an echo.
Oh, fucking fuck.
The misleading word there is no.
Yep. That's a good one, Dave. That's a good one.
Argue that an echo cannot possess knowledge, but that's neither here nor there. Fair question.
Fair question.
Like an echo. Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding.
no. That was a good one. I like that.
All right, initiatives. Let's see. We've got them
Sorry,
all. We got to roll with him. Amazing how. Wow.
Parathrax, is your 5 initiative the one right above mine?
Yep.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Lee, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll
I'm
go
assuming
first.
he goes first because he's closer.
There you go.
Yeah,
Same thing with.
That's the PHB that ties between players are decided by the players.
Oh, okay, great.
We've been using the automatic tiebreaker of location. So
Okay.
the closest one.
I haven't had a tie yet, so.
Same.
What's the name of the cave kids?
Hit a 3-way tie.
All right, great.
All right, and last. Love it.
You guys are gonna have a good chance to do some stuff to this thing because he rolled really badly.
So you rolled a 5?
He rolled a 3.
Oh.
Damn.
Great, Dobbin, Arrow, Parrot, Pup, And what does Nundro do? Yeah, he's bad too. All right. Top of the round is.
Wait, Didn't Gundren? Doesn't Gundren get a?
Gundren does not fight.
Oh,
Nundro
he
does.
does. I thought he picked up a hammer.
He has a hammer.
You just asked.
Armed civilian.
He likes hammers, okay?
Gray, you're up.
I'm holding my initiative.
Okay, Davin.
Oh God. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire inside the room, like where it's at, and you know the rest. Dex saving throw against. It's now it's now a 16, I believe.
10 fails.
Yes. All right. And so everyone has advantages against it, and I'm gonna be ready to react when it attacks next. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. That'll be Era's turn next.
Is it at the door?
It is right in front of the door. Yep.
Right in front of the door? Okay, I'm gonna come around. And am I able to do sneak attack on it? Is it too far away for me to do that?
It's too far. It's about 10 feet from you.
No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna hold my turn until Parathrax enters the room.
Parathrax, you're up.
I'm going to walk forward, get right up in its grill. Since these are 10-foot squares, I'll just go on top of it. Is there anything noteworthy about the room as I step in and take a quick glance around?
In the center of the room, there is what appears to be a large brazier, but it is glowing bright green.
Okay.
It's not the necrotic, deadly green. It's an emerald, like warm green.
Cool. I'm gonna step right up and take a right fang swing. See what we got.
Roll for a deck.
That Bob is
You have advantage.
You have advantage because of Fairy Fire.
I rolled a 17, but I'll roll it again. I rolled an 18. Okay, that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Just in case you're curious.
Yeah, figured. And just for some funsies, I'm gonna add Divine Smite to that.
Bam.
So I'm going to cast that at level 1, and that will get me an extra 2d8 of radiant damage. So give me a second to roll all this.
We gotta make you a bright fang macro.
I know. It's like the radiant damage that's thrown now. All right, that is 11 slashing, 1 lightning, 11 radiant.
23.
No, I can't click it because it's on there. Go 23.
And then does it have to do the paralyzed save?
No, it's immune to most effects like that.
Okay.
1 sec. 23 from. Okay. So you get up too close to it, get your shield in front of you, trying not to look in any of the eyes so you get blasted with whatever it's throwing at people. Slash down violently with Bright Fang. It slashes through, catching most of its eyelid and splitting it, and slicing it partway into the eye, spraying ichor all over the floor. It takes a hefty chunk of damage, but is still very clearly floating and readying its next attack as you see these little sparks start to pop in front of each of these eyes as it's charging those rays again. Pop.
Wait, I want to take my turn now.
Oh, sorry. Era, go ahead.
I'm going to rush in, and after seeing Parathrax swing at it, I'm going to also two daggers at it.
Okay, dagger.
Okay, the first one was a 20. Ooh, first one's even better. So it was 26 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, it's gonna be 6 plus 12, so 18 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna swing with my offhand. That's another 26. Hold on, let me see if I roll 20. No, okay. So 26 to hit for another 3 damage.
Total?
Oh god. What was it?
You said 18 the first time, right?
18. So 18 plus 3, so 21.
You get right up next to Parathrax and get a window on past this scaly form that's fighting this monstrous floating eye in front of you. You sling a dagger through as best you can past him. It tumbles end over end and sinks all the way into the sclera of this thing, almost going away down to the hilt into the eye. Nasty, nasty. And then the second one slashes across. Are they in your hands or you throw them? You threw them, right?
I was slashing at him.
Okay, so
I was thinking, so I
sinks
can
up
keep
to your
the
wrist
daggers.
in the sclera. Second one hacks off, or as best you can, hacks through one of the stalks nearest to you. It doesn't cut it off, but damages it badly. It's still floating angrily, but you are both in proximity to this thing.
I'm hiding behind Parathrax.
Okay.
Pup goes in and is gonna jump and try to bite one of the stalks.
Okay. You gonna try to grapple it or just bite it?
Bite it.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Damage.
As Pup is jumping and about to bite and about to clamp down, Parathrax realizes that it still has some gusto left and brings a sword up and does.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
You have gusto left. You're attacking what?
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just gonna let that go. It's my fault.
And realizes there's not enough gusto for an attack. And
Right,
He's
this
giving you the attack.
No, we're just gonna let go.
Pup clamps down on the eye stalk and deals a huge chunk of damage as it hangs briefly and tears away a big piece of this thing. This fleshy mound of gross spit out of its mouth onto the ground. Takes 13 points of damage.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant 30.
What? Wait, what? 30?
Is that serious?
13.
You're kidding.
Oh, okay.
I would believe it just for the record.
Me too.
V?
All right. I will grimace at Devon and say, "None," and then turn to the eyed thingy, and as a bonus action, move my hex over and double Eldritch Blast it.
Give it advantage.
I'm probably not going to need it. Oh, yep, need it. That's a 27 to hit.
It does.
And a 19 to hit.
They both hit.
Cool. Cool. Ah, fuck me. First hits for 12. And the second hits for 15.
Jeez.
So combined 27 points of damage.
You get up next to it and you charge both of your hands with this divine or arcane magical essence. Purple spark starts in your hand, glows, makes this big nasty orb, and you cast both of them out at the same time. They kind of warble through the air and slam into the front of this thing, one taking it directly in the face, the other one taking it in the chinish area, even though it's only a floating face. The one that hits in the face kind of ripples as it hits, almost with a material impact of this huge arcane energy, pushing it back and blowing spray of tears and guts and goop in all directions. The second one takes out a big streak off its chin, taking off, basically cracking through its smile. Some of those fangs are hanging splintered. That's your turn.
Okay. So
And
can I use my initiative now?
Gray, go ahead.
Yeah, so I step into the room and say, Pup, just like we practiced, and I'm bringing both short swords down on the eye.
Okay.
Moving, bonus action, move Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Go ahead and resolve that first.
Why do your daggers sound like squeaky toys?
So that's 3 for Hunter's Mark. Another 6 for the short sword, so that's 9. Plus Dex is 13. That's all I have for that. So 13. Second attack. Another natural 20 with advantage.
Calm the fuck down, sir.
It's another 12 points of damage, and then Pup gets an attack as a reaction.
For 50 damage.
5,000 damage.
Just barely hits.
Just barely hits, all I need.
Just a tip.
And she does another 9 points of damage.
Gray gets up and slashes fiercely, both of its swords connecting, leaving nasty streaks of ichor in their path. And as he attacks, Pup takes the hint, takes a second attack, and bites through that stalk, tearing it off. Can no longer make that necrotic blast it had a moment ago. It's floating there, barely staying off the ground, kind of shaking at the absolutely violent torrent of attacks that just happened. It takes its turn now. Those same charging rays that were being used, only 3 of them still functional, cast out to the nearest 3 targets, which will be Gray, Pup, and Parathrax. Parathrax, you're going to roll a wisdom save. Gray, roll a constitution save. And Pup, roll a wisdom save. Parathrax cannot be confused. I am so smart, says the Dragonborn.
Rip himself.
Wise ass.
Pup is momentarily scared, shakes it off, realizes she's awesome, and spits out the arm, the stalk it tore off its thing's head, and gets ready to attack again. At the same time, her master is slowly freezing in place and is paralyzed. Both short swords still dripping goo of this thing. And it's going to use its legendary action to make a multi-attack on its most recent victim, which is Gray.
Use protection.
I'm gonna. Oh.
17, 4, and 18.
The 17 to 18 hit.
Okay. Protection does what?
The first attack roll is advantage.
17 is 18. Okay, so 2 hits. The first one is 6 points of damage. The second one is 12 points of damage.
Gray would respond, but he's paralyzed, so.
He's also Frankenstein.
He is screaming.
All right.
You had advantage on those attack rolls if he was paralyzed.
What?
So, yeah, you would have had advantage on those attack rolls if he's
Wait,
paralyzed.
no. I use a point of luck to reroll one of those.
Fine.
Can you reroll saves?
Well, never mind. I already know the results, so I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you can reroll saves either, can you?
That's neat.
I can't reroll a save, but I can reroll attacks and other things.
Attacks on you?
Yes. It's,
Yeah, you can force him to reroll.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Luck is attacks for or against me, ability checks, or saving throws.
Sweet.
So, should have used that earlier or whatever. No problem.
Deal.
I'll do the damage and we'll just roll it.
Okay. So it is Nundro's turn. And he defiantly stands up, all 4 foot of him, and releases this little blast of tiny shrapnel pieces in his hand.
Tiny shrapnel!
And not a single one of them hits anything. They go in all directions, bouncing off the walls, almost hitting him, and Gungren slaps him like, "What are you doing?"
Fucking nailed it.
Top of the round, Gray is up, but is paralyzed. Roll Constitution save.
I'm going to use a luck point and reroll. Natural 20!
You shake out of the influence of this paralyzing ray, and you have 1 reaction, no actual attacks. You used almost everything to get out of this thing. You have 1 something to do for next round.
I'm just going to ready my short swords.
Okay.
Get back into a fighting stance.
Davin.
Can I tell how badly the what is called spectator hit Gray? I'm also going to move right here.
Roll perception.
That is an 18.
As you look at Gray, he's very clearly wounded badly by this thing. It just rained fangs and eyeball stalks and all this horrible violence on him. He's not doing well.
I am going to use my bonus action to cast 3rd level healing word on Gray, which is going to be 4 plus 1 plus 3, 8 plus 5 HP, 13.
Cool.
And that's going to be the end of my turn. I'm concentrating, so I can't cast another concentration spell.
May or may not matter, but Fairy Fire only lasts for a minute. That's probably
It's concentration.
It's 8 turns from now.
Yeah.
But it's 10 turns.
concentration up to 1 minute.
It's 8. Yeah, you got 8 more turns. So
Yeah.
doing.
But if I cast, I have other concentration spells I could cast, but if I cast those, Fairy Fire is off.
Oh, I see. I got you.
So I'm just not going to do anything for now.
Okay, Era.
I take 2 more swings.
Okay.
With my daggers. Dagger. Oh, 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That's going to be 8 plus 8, 9, 10, 11. So 19 points of damage.
It
And
faces you, and as you start to swing toward it, there's a brief glimmer of, please use this safely. I was only here to guard it. As you connect and slash into it, how do you want to do this?
Ooh.
I want to. So, like, I'm push Paradex out of the way. I jump and I stab him in the eye, bringing him down and just like ripping across it.
Okay. Tiny little tiefling jumps across and slams her dagger into its eye, pulling it out of its unnatural hover, landing on it and ripping it up. It is very, very dead and in pieces, close to pieces on the floor. Ninjo, and this goes and collects the little pieces of shrapnel he's been sitting around the room. Gungren is walking toward the forge and is just looking at it like, I can't believe we did this.
So in my mind, I heard that what did I hear? I was only protecting this.
Yeah, it was trying to say use this responsibly.
Use responsibly.
Use this responsibly.
It was trying to communicate to you that it obviously failed in its duty.
The forge responsibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So after combat initiative, Gray.
I'm shaking off the paralysis and calling for Pup.
Davin.
I'm gonna take out my lute. I'm gonna start playing All You Need Is Love. And I'm just gonna stay there and watch everyone do their thing.
Era.
I'm pushing the specter off my body.
Okay. Parathrax.
Helping Eric get the thing off the thing.
Pup.
Licking my face.
Vorthrin.
Licking my face. I will completely ignore trying to help Era and begin examining this thing's corpse. And I'm trying to take notes about its different tentacles to see if I can learn anything about why its tentacles could do different things and stuff.
Okay. The other one who took a real action that needs to be resolved is Vorthrin for now. Vorthrin, go ahead and roll Arcana. Sorry.
12.
It appears that although this thing is dead, each of these eye stalks still has some kind of magical essence in it. It's very difficult to tell exactly what it is or how it'll be used, but each of the 4 eye stalks still maintains the vestige of its use when it was alive.
I will take my dagger out and begin sawing them off.
You're collecting the eye stalks.
I'm not going to collect them. I just want to leave them there and detach them from its mind.
Okay, so you cut them all off, and they're on the floor. You'll be hacking away for a bit. Okay, Nundro and Gungren make their way over to the Spellforge and are just looking at it in shock, like they have it. They found it. They're all thanks to you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. This is going to do so much good. Thank you all.
Is this the Spellforge? The green light?
Yep.
Okay. I expected something a bit more magisterial.
Had a really cool house.
So, about our reward for getting you here.
Yes.
You said that we might be able to partake in the forge.
I need to figure out how it works, and once I do, you'll have the first item. Yes, absolutely. Greg?
Oh, I was just raising my hand.
Why are you raising your hand?
I said something in chat. Sorry, he was dumb.
Oh, got it.
This dude.
I need to spend some time with it. I'm not that talented of an arcanist. I can try and figure it out, but it'll take some time. I need this place secure, and we're going to work on that in the meantime, but it can't happen yet, I don't think.
Very well. Can I inspect like whatever's on these tables and stuff?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to search them.
I would like to search what's behind this door, as I'm still playing All You Need Is Love.
What would you like me to roll?
Davin, that door is locked. You guys roll insight. You'll start looking at everything on the table, see if you recognize anything.
Insight or investigation?
Investigation. I'm sorry. My brain doesn't work right now.
22 for me.
Vorthrin, as you look around, this room is apparently untouched for hundreds of years. At least since the inception of the Spellforge, when that fight happened and when everything was protected. It would seem to be cast all at once and sealed in here. As far as what's in the room, there is a very, very bright, glowing mace seated in the corner. It's got its big head just on the floor, leaning up against the wall. But for some reason, it's glowing. It's very difficult to figure out why exactly from this distance, but obviously going and picking up would probably be good. There's also a plate mail something seated just in the corner of this bench. It almost looks like it was being worked on, outfitted with straps. It appears like it was pulled from somewhere, intact, and they were trying to make it fit on someone. So they were adding straps to it. It looks like almost like a breastplate. It looks like it was wrought of some kind of tissue of some kind.
Do I find any notes? Any paper?
Looking around, there's plenty of scattered, what appear to be drawings, some schematics actually. Lots of things that people would use to make things. It's like a maker's workshop in here.
Okay, I begin collecting them all and try to organize them by whatever logical means I can discover by seeing what they are.
Era, as you look around the other bench, the bench where Vorthrin was appears to have most of the completed objects. Your bench, however, on the opposite side of the room has all of the raw materials. There's tons of stuff all over this. Pieces of that same orichalcum, very clearly refined, large, big chunks of it, ingots of it. Some ingots of some dark metal that are really hard to describe by eye, but by touch, it's extremely smooth, well polished, very, very nice, heavy, dense metal. There's about 6 ingots of that. In addition, there's lots of little rings of very, very bright metal that appear to possibly belong to chainmail, but they're just scattered all throughout the table. There's lots of them. There's also several little jars almost of unrefined sparkling powder. There's four different jars. They're wooden jars. Each of them have a different colored powder in it.
Okay. I am going to. Can I inspect those jars for any magical essence?
Sure. Arcane.
You want me to roll for each one?
Just Arcana in general, see if they're magical.
Okay, so 17.
Okay. As you look at them and pick them up and have them, they're very clearly not magical. Although, when you think about arcane insight and try and cast a little bit of arcane intent on them to see if anything happens, try to query them basically. That arcane intent is absorbed. These objects are very clearly ground gemstone of whatever color. There's blue for sapphire, red for ruby, green for emerald, and there's even a white one which appears to be diamond dust.
Damn.
A lot of it. Probably about a pound each, and their job essentially is to be used in magical items to absorb magical essence, almost like the big chunks of orichalcum over in the corner.
Okay.
Okay. Next was supposed to be Parathrax wanting to expect that mace and armor. As Vorathrun is hefting the mace and the armor, Parathrax walks over and starts to look at them. Go ahead and roll.
Mace first.
Yeah. What's the I word I keep getting wrong?
Investigate.
Investigation.
We got it. We in there, fam.
Solid 12.
Okay. Looking at the mace, it's very difficult to figure out why it's glowing. It looks almost like the same shape that was wrought into that dwarven statue you guys just destroyed moments ago. The mace has the head of a sunburst on it. It is a large sunburst shape. It appears to be made of solid brass.
Okay. Then I'm going to realize that I don't know what that is yet and put it back down and go over to the armor.
Okay.
The breastplate.
As you look at the armor, it is very clearly scales that are wrought into the shape. Lots and lots and lots of big teardrop-shaped green scales. And in the center of it, there appears to be a carving of a dragon.
Great, there's echo.
Okay.
You want to
Any way to tell anything more about it than that?
You gotta roll for something. You can roll some insight. Go on.
Yeah. That's a 5.
Okay. There's
Pretty
definitely
good
a pretty
armor.
dragon on it. You kind of point at you, point at you. It kind of looks like you a little bit.
Right.
As far as figuring out what this does, a little more complicated than that. You know it is magical of some kind, just like the mace is. And you kind of look around for people who know more about magic than you do.
Yeah, I just kind of poke V on the shoulder once he's done.
What?
Whatever he wants.
Aaron, nobody's with you, no.
Could you tell me some more about this? Could you try to figure out what this mace and this armor is?
I can attempt. Which one is more curious to you?
The armor for now.
Okay, I'll take the armor and cast Identify on the armor.
Correct.
I'll tell you everything about it now, don't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
And the name of its mother.
This armor has a name. It is called Dragon Guard. It is a +1 breastplate that has that same gold motif I talked about, the dragon motif. It was created for a human hero, so it is made for a human, but others can wear it, obviously. It's magical, changes shape. The way this works is you can sew into it a scale of a dragon you have killed. If you do that, you will have protection, specifically advantage on saving throws, of the breath weapon of that type. So pretty much you harvest a scale from a dragon, sew it into the work of this thing, and you have advantage on saving throws from breath weapons from those dragons.
That's
pretty cool.
Fucking right it is.
Hell yeah.
I relay that to Parathrax after coming out of a brief vision state.
Very cool. And I pick it up and look at it one more time and shove it in the bag.
And
Would
the
you
bag
like
goes.
me to examine your shiny mace now?
While you guys are all puttering around the room looking for objects, Nundro has got his hands above the forge and he's kind of feeling the flame and realizing to himself that it's not burning him. And after a moment's hesitation, he shoves his hand to the forge. And he pulls it out. Does it again. And this time he reaches all the way in and puts his whole arm in. And it kind of goes exceptionally deep into this forge. Pulls it out. He's looking at it. He seems to be totally fine. He puts both hands into the forge, pulls it out, and now his hands are glowing with green flame. And he's looking at them. And they go out. And they come on. And they go out.
His hands?
And they come on. Yep. And he looks over at the forge that is no longer glowing green. It's just a simple red flame. But he's got what appear to be flaming green hands.
Interesting.
He's looking at you guys, goes, well, I know how this works now.
Go ahead, make something.
I hand him one of my daggers.
Wait a second.
Maybe we should have a conversation about what he should.
You need to do something to stop him from her from handing him a dagger. If you want to stop this from happening, she just handed him a dagger. Stop
Well, hey, hang on. Before you do that, let's
roll your contest roll.
Let's have a conversation on.
As they do that, I kind of wait and I go, "What?"
Okay.
Gundren, can't remember the other one's name.
Nundro, the one with the glowing hand.
Nundro,
Flame Bro.
Nundro.
That's correct.
You agreed to make us one item?
I did.
Only one.
That was our agreement.
Could we potentially pay you to do more?
Maybe in time. For now, you get what we agreed on.
Okay. Fair enough.
What are your feelings about sharing your knowledge with me after you learn how this operates?
Well, as far as I can tell, the operator, me, is the Spellforge. He's looking at his hands.
After you start making things, how exactly the magic is imbued into the item and how all of that works, I would like very detailed notes about it. Should you wish to provide them to me.
I've got plenty of work to do here to make this place what I think it can be, and he's kind of smiling around, thinking about all the new things he can do. But in time, I will happily explain what I know. You've helped me this much.
Fantastic. I also hand over this sheaf of notes that I found, and these may be of use to do. They're scattered over the table. It looks like there's some schematics and potential notes about how
he reaches for them, still unfamiliar with his new power, realizes his hand's on fire and flicks it out and grabs them from you. He's like, that was close, and starts looking through them. Era's still trying to hand him a dagger. No one's convinced her not to.
We said we dealt with that, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, boys, if he's going to do one item for us, what should we give him? I don't.
Does it have to be, Dundra, do you know if it has to be a magical or non-magical item by any chance?
You're asking who?
Nundro.
From what I can tell, I can put this essence into an object that could possibly receive it. I don't know much more than that. We're going to play with it for a while.
So let's have a vote. What does everyone want?
I would like many experiments to be run with this.
I hand him the dagger.
Which one?
Not the obsidian one.
You hand him a benign steel dagger.
Don't do it yet. Hang on.
He takes it and starts to look at it.
I personally do not care. I have enough shiny things for me. But you guys discuss.
It would be most utilitarian to imbue magical essence into an item that we could potentially all use. Perhaps a ring?
Ring's not a bad idea.
Rings or something like that would probably not be a bad idea.
I take the dagger back. I pull a ring out from my my pouch and I give it to him.
Describe the ring.
It's a signet ring that I found in the in Fandalum in the house in the manor?
It has just you found it. Oh.
Off that guy who.
The spellcaster guy?
No.
The guy with the stuff.
The guy with the stuff.
Like when it fell in that trap, there was that dude who got the rope and a signet ring off of.
Yep. I'm 10 seconds from now. You found the Tressendar signet ring. It's got Tressendar's crest on it.
Correct.
Yeah. It is just a gold ring with a runic T on it. It's nothing fancy other than the fact that it's gold and has a signet on it used for stamping envelopes. He picks it up and says, I think I could probably do something with this. It's not inherently able to accept magic, but I can try if you like.
Do you know what would be able to accept magic?
Well, we've
By
been
any
walking
chance?
through an entire Orishaukum mine. I imagine they put it here for some reason.
We do have Orishaukum ore. Brother, could you get me one of the chunks that we had found?
Sure. Here you go.
Nundro, could you forge a ring out of this?
Maybe. He hefts it and realizes it's not really that well refined and drops it and walks over across the room and grabs Orishaukum ingot, now knowing exactly what you want. One of the fine ones that was in the corner, noting there's only 5 of them left. Picks one up and presses his hand onto it and concentrates as hard as he can on the shape and essence and magic of a ring and pushes into it as best he can. And in seconds, that ingot dissolves into green dust, and sifting through it in his hand, there is the outline of a ring set in the middle. Pulls it out. He's got a rough cut, almost faceted ring.
I audibly gasp.
And he looks at it and says, that was cool. What do you want me to put in it?
That's all it takes.
Apparently, this Orishaukum bends to the will of me.
What do you mean by what do you want to put in it?
Well, I have the ring that can take whatever magical whatever I can give it. What would you want me to give it?
Well,
Perhaps just something that protects the wearer? What does everyone think?
Maybe something that could hold spells inside of it.
That would be pretty good.
A better option.
He kind of nods, smiles, walks over to each of the 4 pouches that contain all of those dust, the gem dusts. Takes some of the ruby out, sprinkles it into a table in a circle. Takes some of the emerald out, sprinkles it into a smaller concentric circle. Does the same with the sapphire, and then a pinch of the diamond dust in a mound in the middle. So he's got 3 rings of red, green, blue, and then a pinch of diamond dust in the middle. Seats the ring inside of it and concentrates, and that same green flame erupts and basically torches the table containing all that gem dust and the ring. The ring sinks into this molten liquid of gem that glows brightly in each of the 3 colors, now 4 with the glowing diamond in the middle. And inset into the ring are now spirals of color, red, blue, green, and a large, beautifully faceted diamond right in the middle of it. And he goes, here, flips it to you. You catch it. It's still warm. You being Era. It's still warm. Ring is a beautifully crafted ring that can contain a single intended spell. It is an extra spell slot for whoever wears it.
I immediately run over to Era and very greedily glare at the ring in her hands.
And what do you want for it?
I am not going to fight you for this, Era. I don't believe it would be particularly useful for you.
What makes you say that? As I say that, I disguise myself as Vorthrin.
You got played.
My abilities would be exponentially augmented by such an item, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate being able to use this freely.
Just keep this in mind for next time we need a favor, and flick it over to him.
Favors.
As Vorthern catches it, the ring feels very warm still. It feels extremely powerful in your hands. It's almost got some weight to it. As you hold it in your hand, the other magical accessories that you're wearing start to repel themselves from your body. Particularly the amulet you're wearing starts to rise out and try to leave your neck.
Curious.
Ring or nothing else.
The ring or nothing else. So, like, no Rod of the Pact Keeper, no...
other magical items like rings, amulets, accessories. The Pact Keeper is a weapon. You're fine with that.
Okay, so it's either... what's the rule around attuned items? And does this require attunement?
No, that ring does not require attunement, first of all. You have a spell slot when you're wearing it, an extra one. As far as the other objects that you're wearing, if you are attuned to them, they will no longer be attuned once they leave you.
I'm not attuned to anything. Except for the rod, sorry.
Okay, so you're good.
So the only thing it's repelling is the amulet, right?
Anything magical that you're wearing that is doing something for you besides armor and weapons. Things like rings, things like amulets, hat.
Then seeing its effect, I'll take my amulet off and hold it out to Era and say, maybe this will make up for some of the trade.
And what does this do?
Protects you against magical attacks.
Okay, I take it and I put it on.
And just to clarify, it gives you -1 rolls to magic attacks made against you. -1 to magic rolls made against you.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Better than nothing, which is what I got now.
Nindro, now preoccupied with his new powers, is starting to wander around the room and collecting artifacts and starting to think about what to make and starting to look through the notes and is already thinking about fortifying the area. He finishes opening the door that Davin was looking through and just kind of lets you in. And as you look through it, it is just an exit, a separate way out of this area. That same other door that I was talking about is now open. It's basically an archway. It's a covered archway. There's 2 of them. There's tons of stuff in this room as far as ingredients and objects, things like raw materials, things like leather, things like cloth, any little odds and ends you need to be making magical items with. There's a lot of Orishhalcum around.
We should probably give all of our remaining Orishhalcum to Nindro since he can actually use it.
Is this the only place you can use Orishhalcum?
Who are you asking?
Nindro.
No, Orishhalcum is magical in all cases, but it appears that because I have this, I can bend it to my will.
Would it be possible? We picked up a good amount of Orishhalcum on our way through the caves. Would it be possible for you to turn the pieces that we've picked up into an ingot that you could perhaps make another item out of?
It really depends. I need a very specific quality. There's 4 of them remaining on that bench over there.
Sure. Well, let me show you what we have.
Okay. And you kind of dump out all of the little core samples you've got all over the place?
Yeah.
He surveys them and stacks them all up, and he puts his hands over them and kind of casts that same green flame into them, looking for imperfections, looking for inclusions. These are okay. I can probably make 2 usable ingots out of this collection of 12 you've got.
I'll pull out 2 more and give it to him.
2 more what?
Orishhalcum pieces.
The little circle ones?
Whatever, like I picked up, whatever the ones that we collected from before.
I've got 12 pieces from the bag that I just gave him. I don't know.
Oh, I think it was only 1 Orishhalcum piece, right? Then we got
Era had 1 for herself. There was 12.
Arathrax gave him 12. Era has 1. It's 13 total.
Yep.
You put the 13th down. He looks at it and says, "It's not going to do much more, but I can add to the pile if you like." And he starts to concentrate on the stack of glittering greenish metal. You've got all over the place. And correct, Era, and focuses on it and puts his hands into it, and it kind of all sinks into a pile, almost contracting, getting smaller in volume. Then he pushes everything aside, and as he does so, this greenish dust just kind of flows all over the table, and he pulls out 2 solid ingots and stacks them on the pile of the other 4. There's 6 now in that pile.
Would you mind making us another item or 2 out of those ingots?
We did agree to 1 object. Roll persuasion.
But Nundro, this doesn't seem to be any trouble for you. I mean, to make this extremely powerful ring, it took you 2 minutes. Do you feel exhausted at all, or is this completely free of any sort of cost?
I don't know how long this lasts. I don't know what it's doing to me, but proliferation of magical objects is not something I'm into at the moment. I will protect this place, protect my new home. Paradox, 21 on persuasion. You kind of look at him and give him a little dragonborn wink, and he kind of melts a little bit inside. And he says, 1 more for your trouble. 1 thing. Name it.
I look over at Davin and I say, Davin, is there anything that would increase your spell casting, or any sort of amulet or ring that you could think of that would be useful to you?
To be clear,
Well, I
I'm
already
making
have-
1 orichalcum object. I'm not imbuing anything else.
Oh, what was that?
To be clear, Dragonborn, I'm not making anything more magical for you. I'm making you something out of orichalcum. That is all.
Ah, that could possibly be easily enchanted by someone else, I imagine, or more easily than, say, an iron dagger. I see. Okay. Well,
I turn to Nundro and I ask him, so how about if you ever need help defending this place, you call us, and that is a trade for a magical item.
We'll see. It sounds reasonable enough. I do have other prospects for you, though. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
okay. Well then,
I tell Parathex, do we want then another ring? That seems to be useful for everyone. We can enchant it later.
sure. Yeah. If he's not going to enchant it now, let's just get a ring and pocket it, and we'll figure out the enchantment later. That sounds.
Would there be enough to possibly make a armor for Pup by any chance?
Only the use of this 1 ingot would not be enough for armor.
I see. Thank you.
Then let's go with either ring or let's go with an amulet, since we've already got a ring.
That is true. That's fair.
He picks up the ingot, palms it, and looks at it, and blows on it gently, and dust, green dust of metal, just kind of flows over it slowly. Draws some circles with his hand, and slowly this chain comes out, following his finger, and being lit by this forge fire of his hand. And at the end of the chain, hanging from his finger, is the last bit of amulet and dust, and he blows it off, and there's just this single, what appears to be profile of a dwarf. It's kind of vain, apparently, hanging from a orichalcum chain.
Cool. I'm gonna hang it on. I'll take that and put it in the bag. Okay. So I turn to Gundren and I say, well, Gundren, does this fulfill the terms of our contract?
I believe it does.
When can we expect payment in full? Not rushing you, just want to know.
To be fair, Dragonborn, your payment has been made twice now at the benevolence of my brother. I think we're square.
Well, I mean, shit. Wait. Did I hang on to the contract?
Did you ever write the contract?
I can't remember that far back. I don't remember exactly.
It was a verbal agreement between you and him. Oh, you mean the original contract of your departure? He already paid you for all that.
Okay.
He has 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then never mind. Then never mind. Then we're square. I can't speak for the rest of my companions, but I'm personally very interested in what you've been able to do here. So if there's anything else that I personally can do or that we can do to help you with this place, we would be interested in doing that.
Now that you mention it, there is something we need your help with. While I was collecting artifacts from that Forge Works over there that we left a moment ago with the flaming death spell of Douchery, there was what appeared to be a page torn from a book that had basically the schematic for the key. And I don't know exactly where it came from, but Nundro has been talking about the fact that they went north and robbed a hermit from the hills. I don't know much about that, but if he had this, I need to know more about him. If you go there and report on your findings to me, I will reward you handsomely. Nundro's in the background nodding his head.
Well, I am personally willing to do whatever you desire to learn and procure more items from this place.
I turn to Nundro and say, is this what you were mentioning earlier about something else that we need to do?
Well, yeah, that in addition to the fact that the appears to me before I got here that the beacon over Durandale is lit again. It probably was in response to needing aid from this hermit because there's been nothing there for years. It was ravaged by a dragon.
Durandale. I'm not familiar with that place. Could you tell us how to get there? Tell us exactly where it is?
Davin, to be clear, the beacon is basically just a large magical light that's lit over the city.
No, yeah, I meant the name. I meant the name. Sorry.
Okay. In response to your question, the ruins of Durandale are through the Neverwinter Wood to the northeast. There used to be a small settlement outside of the Star Metal Hills where hill dwarves used to live. Many years ago, it was destroyed in a cataclysm that appeared to resolve itself. That beacon used to signify aid to everyone around Neverwinter and on the Sword Coast if they needed help or were enduring something, because there's lots of nasty things out in those Star Metal Hills. It hasn't been lit for many years, and it's lit again. I was told of this before I got here, and it was probably in response to, or maybe in response to what was going on. I didn't think anyone lived there anymore.
See. Sounds like something we could look into.
Regardless, you need to find this hermit. If he's there, that's where it is. Find him.
Okay. Well, Gundren, you've been more than fair to us in our dealings so far, so I don't see any problem with filling this next deed out for you. But we're gonna. I can't speak for the rest of my group. I will need to talk about it in private. But I assume there'll be no problem with this. Where can what's the easiest way to communicate with you? Will you be here, or is there somebody I can get word to you through in Neverwinter or Van Dalen or?
Well, now that we've dealt with most of the problem in the area, I don't suppose messengers would be much of an issue. Send a courier.
Okay.
And as Gundren is speaking to you, Nundro's in the background, already working on what appear to be defenses. He's taking Orichalcum ingots, the remaining chunk he's got, and is stacking them up in a line, is running his hand over them, and they appear to be making the outline of a foot and a calf and a thigh, all out of Orichalcum, and they're very large and ornately worked. He's almost finished a leg by the time you guys walk out.
Go!
Did he give me my signet ring back?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to keep it.
Okay.
Well, is there anything else that we can do for you while we're here?
No, I think we're all set, and Nundro's just looking around, looking for more Orichalcum. Unless you can send me some miners.
Well, it appears that I assume that now the problem's dealt with in Fandel and those people will want to get back to work. So we will, if you want, we could.
Point in the direction.
He's absentmindedly nodding, and he walks over to the wall and puts his hand on the wall, and these green veins start to coalesce around his hand, and he's pulling out bits of Orichalcum and making a small pile out of it. Yeah, send him.
We can pass a note on to Sildar since it seems that he's running the town now. Is there anything?
Gundren's laughing. So what? My old friend, still smiling, realizing that yes, Sildar is actually in fact the mayor of Fandal now.
Right. Would you like to write a note to give to him or something like that, or would you like us to just talk to him?
I trust you. We're busy, and he's starting to organize papers. They're clearly doing their dwarven thing now. They're getting into this.
I have one more dwarven question for you. What are those smooth black stones over there? The smooth black ingots.
The black. He's pointing at the black ones.
Yeah, what are those? I haven't seen those.
You bring him the 2 ingots, and he looks at them for a moment. Says, "Well, I know what that is," and he's pointing to the piles of those little ringlets. Says, "That's mithril. This, I don't know what this is.
Curious.
It's a mineral a dwarf doesn't recognize."
That's odd.
Is there any way I could take a bit to examine when I have some downtime?
Sure.
Would you like to keep all of it?
There are 2 5-pound ingots of black polished metal
Oh,
that appears to be rough by eye, but it's smooth to the touch.
Oh, are you giving me 2, or are you saying there are only 2?
That's what there are. There are 2 in the room.
Ah. Well, I suppose it would be unfair to take any from you if there are only 2.
He's not going to fight you for him. Like he doesn't know they are. He doesn't care.
Ah, well, I'll take 1.
Is it the same material that the obsidian dagger is made from? Would I
You asked me if
perceive that?
this is not obsidian. Volcanic glass is not. This is no.
Okay.
This is metal.
Metal. Okay.
Okay, well, I will pocket a mysterious black ingot.
1.
1.
Okay.
Okay. Well, before we leave, I walk back over to the table and pick up the mace, and bring it up to V, and I'll say, "Can you do your freaky magic shit on this, please?"
Magic shit. So magic shit. Magic shit.
Please have a bit more respect for my art.
Sorry.
And I will cast Identify. What it do?
This mace also has a name, and you know that name already. This mace is called Lightbringer. It is a +1 mace. It was made for a cleric. The cleric was of the god Lathander, which is the god of the dawn. The same sunburst I was talking about is obvious now why it exists. It is solid brass. When the wielder commands a given command word, which the wielder can choose once attuned, it glows very bright, almost like Brightfang does. This mace deals an extra 1d6 damage to undead targets.
Oh.
Sounds like something for Greg Castle.
Is he going to shoot out his bow?
Well,
Challenge accepted.
I come out of my momentary.
What's the name of the god?
Lathander. Lathander.
Lathander. Got it. Cool.
So I will come out of my little thing. Well, this mace seems to be a holy thing, made in worship to the god Lothendar. Seems to be imbued with a holy essence. I believe it may be particularly strong against undead creatures. I say that as I look at Gray as I say that.
Gray stepped outside. He and Pupper are out of the room.
Okay, never mind. I won't look at you.
Yeah.
I'll just hand it over to my brother and say, I suppose you can hold on to it.
Yeah, sure. Put it in the L bag.
Cool. The dwarves wave. Thanks again. And Ninja's moving on from the leg to making a second one.
As I walk out, I call back, remember to take as many notes as possible.
Wait, do we want to do anything with these stalks on the ground? Pointing at the specter stalks.
I would like to examine them. Dave, do they still have magical essence?
Yeah, they do. It's very obvious. They are still crackling gently with this. Each of them has their own.
I suppose we could take them, but it is organic matter. It's going to begin to decompose soon.
Speaking of which, how's that dragon head doing in your bag hold?
I
Dragon
didn't
Heart's
put it
only
in.
a few days old.
All right, just saying.
I would like to investigate the tentacles to see if there is an inorganic source to the magic.
Roll investigation.
Natural one. Oh no, shit.
Can I help him out with these stocks? As I brought.
I would also like
Vorathrin,
to.
stop. Vorathrin picks up the stock, the black one, gets real close to it and stares at it, and is making eye contact with the dead and lifeless black eye stalk.
Oh.
Staring at it. He has a moment where his eyes cloud to black, snaps his head back, and starts to have a vision. But as he does, he realizes, nope, doesn't know anything about the stock, drops it, and continues about his way. Doesn't actually have the vision.
Can I pick out the other 3 stocks that are alive and kind of investigate them?
Can I?
None of them
Can
are
I-
alive. They're all dead. But that was the black
Yeah,
one.
no, having the energy.
Sure. All of them do. All 4.
Okay.
Can I tell which one did the paralyzed to Gray and investigate that one specifically?
Very difficult DC, but go ahead and roll for Arcana.
Oh god. Ooh.
It's a Morningstar. I'm sorry, it's a mace. It's a mace, not a Morningstar.
That is. You said investigation.
Arcana.
Arcana. Oh, same thing. That's a 20, not natural.
Okay. So you're searching for the source of what you think is a paralyzing force, and you notice that one of them has a slightly greenish twinge to them. That is the one that was casting that green ray toward Gray that dealt the paralyzing blow.
I'm going to. Going to carefully attempt to see if I can tell the origin, and if so, how did it cast it? If that makes sense, how did it originate that magic?
Roll Arcana.
Ooh. 15.
As you pick it up, it's a heavy eye stalk with a big, disgusting eye on the end of it, and you're looking into a green pupil, a green iris with a surrounding pupil. And you're trying to think of how it would cast this magic. You have no idea how the magic got there, but clearly that eye looks at you and focuses on you and releases this energy.
Do I need to make a saving throw, or
No.
The
organ that was controlling that eye is dead on the floor.
Oh, okay. I want to try to cut everything off to examine it on our way back.
You want to take the eye?
Yeah, slice it with my dagger.
Slice what with your dagger?
The thing that's holding it, not the eye, but the
You're
back
gonna
of
take
it.
the eye intact and cut off the eye stalk. Roll dexterity.
Dex modifier is now 5. That's 14.
Yeah, you easily slice off the bony protuberance that is this eye stalk, and you're left with a eyelid intact-ish eyeball. It's a very large eyeball with a green iris.
All right, I'm gonna pocket that for later.
Gross pocket, nice.
I'm gonna take the other 2 and hand them over to Parathax and ask him putting it in the bag of holding.
You're gonna take V's got the black one. He's currently playing with it. You take the blue one and the red one, and give them Parathax.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm grossed out. Sure.
Cool. Okay, so you all leave?
Yeah.
All right, you make your way out of the cave, specifically the Wave Echo Cave, without any molestation. Make it all the way out, carefully crossing the same route you came from, avoiding this nasty spores in front of you. You're fine. I trust you. You get out of the Wave Echo Cave, and you make it all the way back to the exit. You will be not there.
Woo! We did it, fam.
Wave Echo is complete. Congratulations. And we're going to give you the location of it now. It's right here.
Yeah.
You guys are right there. Right. Almost. I'm clicking, but it's not working. Here you go. There you are. You're outside of Wave Echo Cave. Congratulations.
Well, we should probably go back to Fandalum first, collect Saros, and bring him back to Neverwinter.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that we did a pretty great job of kicking ass in there. I'll just go around and I'm going to give fist bumps to everybody.
Dragon fist bumps. Best kind.
Wolf, or Pub, paws up at him.
And
I specifically try to counter fist bump vigorously in a way that attempts to harm my brother slightly.
Grow things. Got it. Right, by the way. You do it.
I never want to see one of those creepy eyeball things ever again.
Parathorax and Borthorn roll strength.
Oh, sorry. Didn't hear you say it. Natural 20.
Borthorn sees his brother with his big old meaty dragon fist walking by, giving everybody dabs. And Borthorn winds up and tries to punch it. And as he does so, connects with that shield, crumples, and is like staring at Parathorax. Parathorax kind of smiles and shrugs it off. And as he's on the ground trying to nurse his wrist, Parathorax reaches down and dabs him, keeps walking.
Perfect.
I never want to see one of those eyeball things again. But other than that, great job, everybody.
I would like to see many more of them.
Fucking hell, you talking about this?
Gross.
Well, I suppose we should go back to Fandalin and collect our fallen patriot.
Hopefully it's something.
Yes.
And let Sildar know of our success.
Sounds like a plan.
What time in the day is it?
It is midday. You guys have been fighting through most of the night with all of those rests. So got there in the early evening, fought through all of the night, and most of the morning. It's midday.
Cool. So, so could we conceivably get to Fandalin before the night, and then?
Yeah, if you want to travel, you can travel through most of the rest of the day and make it by early evening. It's around 6-ish p.m.
Pup and I hunt along the way to get food for everyone.
Okay. You come up with roll.
What?
Nature.
Survival, right?
Survival?
Yeah.
18.
You get a pheasant and 2 rabbits.
Nice.
They're delicious.
So yeah, let's go back to Fandalin and get some sleep, and then we'll talk to Soldar first thing in the morning, and then we can get to Neverwinter. And then since 2 people said they gotta leave, that's probably a good spot.
Yep.
Leaving
Cool.
there.
So you make it all the way back to Fandalin. You make your way to the Sleeping Giant, and you take up your residence in the same room as you rented previously. Easily sleeping the night. We can resolve any actions you want to take before bed next time. In the interest of time, good job, kids. That was really fun.
Woo!
We will see you next time, chat. Thanks for all one of you for watching.
Got dick kicked in.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks for watching.
Got its dick kicked in.
Now I have to do work.
Dave, I cannot believe that I have another stupidly powerful magical item.
Yep. Not
I'm
my
pretty happy about it. Yeah, experience.
We're playing 2 for everybody, but Parathorax and Grey who have 1 each.
Okay.
Dobbin.
How much XP is?
Good job on your limericks and poems.
Thanks.
125.
For the other XP, the combat XP.
Oh, good point. Give me a sec. I need to tally that up real quick.
We killed a big thing.
You killed
2 moderately big things.
2 moderately
We
big
killed a
things.
little thing and a big thing.
Take 1650 each.
What?
50 each.
Shit.
1650.
You killed a
Damn.
friggin' mini beholder. I'm sorry, it's a lot of experience.
Yeah, I mean, it
That's
went down.
not something to be sorry about.
Yeah, I just thought it was gonna be like 1650 total.
Nope. Flame skull
Yeah.
wasn't a joke either.
Cool.
Pants off that thing.
Despite the way I flicked it away.
Yeah, we fucking shat on it.
Yeah, not too happy with you guys. I have to get 2 of them next time.
Yeah, every time we do something great, it just means we get harder stuff next time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's like Dave's just gonna take it up a notch.
Yeah.
You know?
Killed my dragon.
Escalation.
Killed my dragon. You killed like 50 Sturges at once, a whole bunch of ghouls, all the other random crap I sent you. You killed a freaking Rage Incarnate Flame Skull, and then you went on and killed a mini Beholder. You're getting real Beholders and real Rage Incarnate next time.
But in our defense,
We're gonna
Died
on the
to a
way to
couple goblins
Neverwinter.
fighting.
We're gonna get ambushed.
We're gonna
by
get dropped by a
beholders.
dragon, just like Skyrim style.
Yeah.
he rolls
So
a
you said if we want to
D100
do any,
every
Dave,
time.
you said if we want to do any of those like night actions next time, right? Like the like if I'd want to examine the eye, we leave that for next session.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
I mean, you can do more
Yeah, I-
examining. You already looked
I
at it
have
and
a-
figured out what it was.
I have a lot of personal things to do, man.
All right, well, we can have the evening time at Sleeping Giant to figure out
Yeah.
shit if you want.
Totes.
Cool.
Next time. That's what we'll start next time.
Dave, real quick, how exactly does this ring function?
It's an extra spell slot,
It's an extra
right?
spell slot. That's all it is.
But does it recharge on a short rest, on a long rest?
Yeah, it'll be treated like a normal spell slot. So, long rest.
Well,
That-
no, for him, short rest.
Well, for me, it's a normal spell slot. For me, recharges on a short rest.
Yeah, and a normal
So-
spell slot for everybody else is long rest. It's going to be a long rest.
Okay. And is there a limit to the level of spell I can put in it?
Only your limit.
Cool.
You didn't have any other rings on before then?
Wait, what?
Did you have anything else on before then? Like any rings? I know you had that amulet.
Yeah, this is the amulet. All
All right,
right.
guys, I'm going to stop the stream. Bye, everybody.
Fuck.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Saying bye to Andres. I'm gonna hang out for a second.
I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep. I gotta wake
Well,
up in 4
You
hours.
fuck